You can give instructions and you can be clear and you can hold 50 Zooms for 2 weeks and it still is hard for people to follow sometimes. So there's a lot of people who have not done the participation that was required. So we're working on getting a list of those wallets so we can remove them, which basically compresses everything up. And we'll, put some active bodies into the build that's going to allow us to maybe open it up for some additional people who want to be a part of this build. So I want people to understand that there's 2 builds that are involved in this structure at the moment. Okay. So this was just limited. This was for those people who've been over mining on the smart chain, or you knew of others that wanted to get involved in this that maybe are not on the smart chain, which is fine too. And then what we did was we structured it in. Why we do that is because we're going into, when we rebrand and we add our travel to earn, we won't have levels of commission. It'll just be a direct affiliate commission, and that will be all. So those 300 people that wanted to be part of the demonstration of how our platform and our system works, you guys are the ones that will become those activation codes. Every single wallet that you submitted and that you minted those Lenny miners in. Okay, so you created 7 new wallets, you went to the exchange, you purchased the move quest, you came back and you minted your Lennies. What that did was it gave you X amount of wallets that become a referral activation code. So when somebody comes to the website, they don't have, nobody shared it with them. They just heard about it from our marketing. Maybe they seen it on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, once the press releases go out and all this stuff, you positioned yourself to be one of those activation codes. So if you came in with 1 wallet and minted the 2 Lennies, then you have 1 wallet that will rotate over and over and over as an activation code when somebody comes to the site and they need to activate their wallet. If you have 2 wallets, it gave you 2 activation codes that will rotate. If you did 3, it'll give you 3. If you did 4, it'll give you 4. 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Okay, that's how that works. So somebody who came in, they did the 7 wallets. You were structured in. There was no sponsor. We didn't pay attention to any genealogy. Who was your sponsor? Who wasn't your sponsor on the smart chain? None of that mattered. You just went into the build, and it was, your wallets were positioned evenly throughout so that you were able to get the rotation, whether it's rotating from the top, from the middle, from the bottom. Your wallet is in all of those different locations. So some of you are saying, well, I didn't get commissions on my 5th, my 6th, my 7th wallet. Well, of course you didn't. There was only 230 something, 240 something people that participated in this. So, expecting that on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th wallet is, that most likely wouldn't happen right now, because we are not talking about, thousands of people or tens of thousands of people. This is a forced build, and it forces the build all the way from the left, from left to right, goes down to the next level, left to right, next level, left to right. So your wallets become those activation codes. And this is why we're removing any wallets that didn't follow. Each one of those wallets that you have in here at today's market value is worth about $3.7 million. Okay. It only takes a couple 100,000 people. So if you have 7 of those and you times that by $3.7 million at today's market value, you can do the math on that yourself. But think about, let's say it takes until, move quest is $100 or move quest is $1,000. Okay, we use the Bitcoin tokenomics. I don't know if any of you guys have been paying attention to what's going on, at these different rallies and politics. We won't get into what we think about that, but if any of you watched the crypto convention when Donald Trump was there, Bitcoin, they're going to start recognizing it as a force to be reckoned with in our economy, right? Now, after that was done, we had another financial advisor type of person who assesses these different cryptos and stocks and different things, and said that, Bitcoin could be as high as $53 million in the next 10 years or so. That's what the value could be. So this is a big deal because we use those tokenomics, but we have a liquidity provision that Bitcoin doesn't. So if you don't understand what we're doing here, you really need to dig in and learn what GetFit is about. It's very powerful, and you guys will set yourself up for major success as soon as we get those legs that we need. Once people understand what this is about, it's a no-brainer. It's completely self-sustaining. It doesn't require a human being to manage it. Basically, we were talking with our person who's going to be doing the designing when we rebrand. And I loved what he said yesterday. It's all about the energy you put in. The energy you put out, or the energy you're putting in, determines the amount of tokens you're getting out. So the more you move, the more you make. And we're going to be up on, 8 to 10 of the top blockchains in the crypto space. That gives you even more advantage. So, I mean, if you are somebody who can imagine what your future can look like, that's what you need to do when you're looking at the possibilities with this project. So with all that being said, if you did not go to the exchange, if you did not buy your MoveQuest, if you did not mint your Lennies, make no mistake, I will find you and I will remove your wallet. Okay, we're not gifting future wealth. You're earning that by helping us demonstrate this project, and it's not fair to anybody who did do their participation level. If somebody slips in that didn't do it. So just, word of warning, if your intent was to participate and there's been a reason why you haven't been able to, make sure that you do your due diligence and you get it done in the next day or two. Because if you guys, those of you who've been around and you know me, I don't quit till I get done what I need to do. And so even though I haven't gotten it done yet, I will get it done. I will remove your wallet. You won't be in the build where that rotator is concerned. So moving on from that, what's the next step? So again, getting back to people following instructions. We were telling everybody, don't use your mining wallet in this forced build. Create 7 new ones. In the mining wallet that you're using on the Binance Smart Chain, use that on Avalanche, but not inside the build. Use that afterwards. More than half have their mining wallet in this build. There's absolutely nothing that I can do about that. I do not have the time to remap 150 people who didn't follow the instructions. So no problem there, except you're going to need to that mining wallet, it's got a sponsor assigned to it now, okay, because it was in the forced build. So that wallet wouldn't be able to be followed in your genealogy. So let's say you have a team that you're working with, you're going to need to create a new wallet to connect with your team. Or you can just use any one of your wallets within the build if you want to build from that. So when you go to the site right now and you connect to that mining wallet. So basically what we want you to do is just kind of forget about those 7 wallets, unless one of those 7 wallets, okay? If you're not somebody who has a team that you're working with, pick any of those wallets that you want to share the app with, and that's your activation code. So can I share my screen for just a second?
Yes, you should be. Oh, there you go.
All right, hold on here just a second. I'm going to make sure I get to the right. Okay, everybody should be able to see my screen now. All right. So these are it's a little bit different than what the Binance Smart Chain was for those of you that were over there. Basically, it's an activation code now, okay? Because we're not going to have a compensation plan It's just an affiliate plan. Up until September 15th. Is that right? Yeah. So September 15th, you can build, just like you always did. You get the, the commissions, the 11 levels, all of that, okay? And those of you who are in here now with those levels, you'll always have them. You'll be grandfathered into those, okay? So those of you who are excited about this, you're building up your teams, anybody you bring in that are builders, they'll be able to earn those compensation levels, okay? We're not taking that away from anybody. The 300 people with those 2,100 wallets, okay, we whitelist those for those referrals for those in the rotation. So probably from here on out, we won't be talking about that too much on calls because not everybody is going to have that advantage. All right. What they have is they have a link when they register that gives them that wallet is that activation code. All right. So what you're going to see now is more about the community, not, affiliates and all this other stuff, your community stats. You can create your activation code. So when you hit that pencil, when we haven't turned this on yet, so it's not going to work at this moment, but you would type in whatever it is you want your activation code to be, you'll save it. And then when somebody comes to the site and they hit the get started, they would enter that activation code in here and then they would save it. All right, so the activation code is valid, they would save it, and then it's going to give you your activation code link. This is what you would share. So we're getting away from all the referral stuff, sponsor stuff, anything like that. All right, it's all activation codes because that's what they need because it's just going to be a direct level commission. So when people come in, starting September 15th, there won't be a comp plan for anybody from that day forward. All of you that are here now using this comp plan, you're grandfathered in, but as of September 15th, that's gone, just direct commission for your direct sales. So that's what that dashboard will look like, and you'll be able to see your community that that you've built or that you've shared it with. So what you need to do is take that mining wallet, and if you've already put your mining wallet in the build, create a new one. And then if your sponsor is here, ask them for their link. If they're not in the build on the Avalanche, then it'll just say at the top, request an activation code, and it's just going to place you in to the next spot, or just build from one of the wallets that you already have in here. All right, so you kind of have to get with your teams and you have to figure that out. Now, why are we doing that? Just to explain, for a lot of reasons. This is about an ecosystem, right? It's a peer-to-peer community. So if that peer isn't in the community and all they're doing is switching blockchains and coming over and checking a wallet because they brought people who are mining on a Binance Smart Chain. So all they're doing is coming over here, checking their wallet on the Avalanche chain, collecting the move cost just to go sell it. It's not doing the community any favors, right? So if you're involved in the ecosystem on the Avalanche chain, then you're reaping those benefits for the commissions on the NFT sales. So if you're here and your sponsor isn't here, they won't be able to be your sponsor. You could be their sponsor if they want to come over to the Avalanche chain, and you could give them your activation code, and they could come in and build with you to kind of switch things up a little bit. How do they like that? Probably not too well, I'm sure. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but hey, the game changes a little bit. So, that saying, you snooze, you lose. So if they were snoozing, they were losing. But you can get them back and they can come over and they can build with you. And you would be able to provide them with an activation code. So it's, you are the people who are leading on this build from here on out. That was the advantage of coming in. And people who are on the Binance Smart Chain and they want to come over here and their sponsor isn't here, they just get an activation code and it rotates them right into the next, activation code, which is each one of your wallets, and they become a part of your community. And so you'll start to see that more and more as we build. So now getting on with the mining. So I have kind of put a pause on that for a couple of days. One, the developers are still working a little bit on the Avalanche chain. Apple returned the the build. They didn't validate it because there's a couple of things that need to be, attention that needs to take place to some of the code that was done. So I'm not gonna get into all the technical stuff. It's more time consuming than anything. So they're going through all that. And it should be, I mean, it should be completed today, but I did ask them not to make it live yet. We need to make sure that everybody is on board. We got to make sure that everybody understands what we're doing here. Everybody's not kind of, sitting in limbo, waiting to start sharing the app because 5,008 MoveQuest tokens a day is a lot of tokens for a very small community. So I kind of want to see what is the community here going to do? Are we going to get out there and start blasting this out? Because what will end up happening if we don't build the community, okay, we need a community of people for that number of tokens to go out every day. If this is if as a whole, the community, we're just gonna kind of do it in time, maybe it'll take us 6 to 8 months. I mean, that's fine, whatever. But then we need to back that number down of tokens that will be mined. And so we start out with a lower number every day and we build up to those higher numbers as the community is growing. So basically what I'm saying is that if we're gonna have slow growth, we need to introduce the tokens slowly. But if we're all excited and we're ready to get out there and rock this thing out, then we can distribute those tokens, at a higher level. But, we need to look at all of those dynamics because they all play a role. If you have 5,000 of those tokens going out today at today's market price, you're looking at about $19,000, right? And if everybody was to sell them, but nobody has shared yet, and we don't have a community who is engaged in our ecosystem, then that could also be a downfall. We need that community here. And then what we would do is we would just introduce a lower amount of tokens and we would let the mining begin, but at a lower level of tokens. So what I think we should do is really start getting out there. You guys need to get, you need to understand, where is your activation code? How do you use it? Have you minted your miners? If you haven't, mint them, because I will remove those wallets. I mean, I promise you 1000%, I will remove those wallets. So, if you think I won't, or it'll slide by, I really will. And then what we need to do is get you completely ready to start rolling this out. We've got a lot of our people like Ken and Herschel and Jimmy and Mike, and there's a lot of you here who are getting some marketing things ready to go, starting to get these groups beefed up, so that everybody can start sharing and blasting this out there. So we want to make sure everybody's ready to do this because we're not going to sleep on this. We're ready to really take this to market. And so if we can start making sure that everybody's ready to go, you guys pretty much have a really good idea of what we're doing. We start, blasting this out there and building up that peer-to-peer community, then we can release more of those tokens in that distribution. So what I think I want to do, this is just my suggestion, I think we need to spend the next 2 to 3 weeks really, getting our marketing ready to roll. Not start it in 2 to 3 weeks, like start it right now and start getting our message out there and start really sharing it. And we'll release these tokens over the next 2 to 3 weeks at a lower level so that we can make sure that we're not letting too many out at one time, so that they kind of complement the size of the community. So if our community stays small, so does the distribution. And if the community is increasing, then so would that distribution, because we got to make sure we're protecting what we do here and that we're not, that's a colossal failure for most projects, is putting too many tokens in circulation before that demand is there. So what I'm saying to you is, if you as a community we're all going to go out there and create that demand, we can release those tokens. But if that demand isn't there, we should not be diluting the market with tokens that have no business being in circulation at this point in time. And on a business level, on a financial level, all of you should probably appreciate that, taking great care in what we're doing here, because this is super life changing. No hype here. I'm not hyping anything up. I'm not trying to sugarcoat nothing. Facts are facts. You guys seen the math. You've already seen what we've done with less than 300 people, we're sitting on almost $600,000 in liquidity. Okay, there's not many projects that can do that. You know, in 2 to 3 days or 4 days that we did that. So we want to make sure we're ready for this. I'm not listening to, well, when the mining's ready, we'll go out there and share. No excuses, guys. It's time to rock this out. We've already shown what we can do without the mining. Now let's get out there and show what we've already done without the mining. Let people know, look, the mining is going to get ready to kick off in the next couple of days. We want to make sure everybody's ready for it. And then, you know, give people a chance. Look, you want to get started before the mining starts. And then each week, you know, the token distribution will start to increase. So let's not wait around to start sharing this. Let's really get out there and start sharing this. We've already, I think, waited long enough. I think it's time to show what we're all about. When the mining gets started, people will just be even more excited. So any feedback from you guys? Anybody have anything you want to add? Any questions?
Yeah, I would like to add, Lynette, we're working on putting the system together. Some of the guys and gals that are, you know, I would recommend that I recommended to, you know, kind of like what you said. It's funny you're saying the same thing that we were talking about earlier, that, you know, we need to galvanize, you know, some type of effort to create a simple system, a process when someone comes in. So we're working on that. The presentations, I saw Rita, she asked about, could we have the slides? Don't worry about it. All we want you to do is be a master of the invite. We're going to have presentations. As a matter of fact, Mr. Brandon Ivey is already doing presentations. So we're going to leverage Brandon, but we're also going to fill in the gaps. And we're going to have presentations around the clock. We're going to have education. We're going to have, you know, strategy sessions for people that are enrolling. You know, we're creating a system. And Lynette, you didn't tap on, but, you know, MoveQuest is a real thing now. It's going to take on a whole nother life of its own in the next 45 days. So getting all this out of the way now and starting to really get comfortable in the process of enrollment, exposure, enrollment, and the experience people is going to have is crucial right now. You know, that creates viralism. You know, when you have a system like that. Hey, we're also going to have a Facebook group. We've got the guys working on taking over a Facebook group or creating a new Facebook group. So we have a place for people to go and get synergy and energy and social proof there as well. So we're just going to tie all these loose ends together and create a laser focused movement. And we're going to go do the damn thing. You know, that's just how I feel about it. I'm ready, you know, so I see everybody in the chat, a few people in the chat, like, rock it out. Let's go. Let's go. So we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And all we need
And
people to
with-
do is just master the mundane things of inviting, exposing, inviting, exposing. And then when the mining cuts on, we start having experiences. And then that's word of mouth marketing at its finest. People start talking. Hey, I made $20 for sleeping, $20 for going about my day, $30, $40, you know, whatever. And then we've got something that's revolutionary, and that's what we have already. It's going to happen. So I'm excited. I'm pumped. But just let everybody know the system is coming in the next 24 hours. We're gonna be doing the dang thing. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be awesome. You just have to plug into it and plug your people into it and use your links, and we're off and running.
Yep. So
Okay.
just, I've kind of going through some of these questions in here. So it's not the evolution that disqualifies your wallet. If you didn't go to the exchange, buy $100 of your MoveQuest and mint your 2 Lennies in your wallet, that is what would disqualify you from this build. We already know that people will need to use commissions or their mining, you know, tokens when we start that to, you know, go to you'll probably go to the exchange, you'll sell your MoveQuest for USDT, you'll come back and you'll evolve, you know, and here's, you know, and then you do the evolution and then you upgrade. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have a, probably like a kind of a calculator that'll estimate how many tokens you should be able to mine at full mining capacity, meaning 5,008 per day are going out, and then I'll break it down. So I'll have more of those numbers hopefully by the end of tonight. So it's just the entry participation, which was a minimum of 2 Lennies per wallet. So if you had, you know, 1 wallet, you're in the rotation. You've got 1 wallet that's going to rotate, you know, indefinitely, you know, so that as people are coming in, they're going to need that activation code, because this is not going to have any form of 11 levels beginning September 15th. My goal is that by September 15th, when we roll into, you know, we've got a designer and Ken can tell you this, Herschel can tell you this, Mike, they've all been involved in those meetings. Jimmy, we are working with a designer who's very, very good at what he does. and it's gonna have that $1 million, you know, we are a force to be reckoned with look. We'll be able to be very competitive with any of the move to earn space out there just by the look. We already know we're the best, okay? We kick any move to earn projects butt all day long. They don't even touch us. They can't even compare to us. I can say that with 1000% assurance, right? On our system. Now, do they have more users than us? They do. And that tells me right there that this space is highly sought after. And when you can show those millions of people that are active in these other move to earn apps, the type of token and money that you can make 24 hours a day on all of your physical activity, this will be a force to be reckoned with, okay? Because they make a little bit, if they're lucky, over there, and some don't make anything at all, but they're there. And so, you know, bringing on those users here is not difficult. And when people are starting here, you know, there's no minimum. They don't have to start with 14 Lennies now, okay? They don't have to do any of the things that you guys did. That was just to show the build, the power behind this build. If a person gets started with, say, 1 Lenny, 2 Lennies, you know, that in and of itself, with MoveQuest being at the market value it is right now, which is low, is very good. You know, 2,000 people who mint those 14 Lennies, we're looking at a market value of almost $100 on MoveQuest. Okay, that's life-changing money if people are only, you know, mining 3 or 4 or 5 of them a month. That's still $300 to $500 a month that they're making just from their proof of physical activity. And so that's a big deal. So we're on a mission to change lives around the globe. We're on a mission to show the crypto space how a project should be built with utility, with a self-sustaining ecosystem, with a liquidity provision, and based on what the peer-to-peer community is doing within that ecosystem. So take the next day or two, you guys, make sure you understand what you're doing, okay? Find your wallets, know what each wallet's got. I know a lot of people are, you know, have sent me messages that, oh, I've got miners missing. That's absolutely 1000% impossible. Because if you paid that mining fee to the blockchain, then it was minted. It's just, where is it? Did you move it to a different wallet? Did you put it in a dock? You got to remember that every one of those wallets has got that first dock slot open. So I worked with 3 people today, and they had 1 Lenny in 4 different wallets that were in the first dock slot. And then they had moved all the other Lennies up to their first wallet. And I'm like, well, no wonder you can't find your Lennies. Okay. Now, there are some I still haven't researched the wallets on. We did have a UI display issue, so it's a possibility. If there's a few of you that haven't found them, I will send them over to the developers, and they'll see if there is an issue with it displaying in your wallet. But moving forward, I say that we really need to focus on, you know, trying to reach that, you know, 10,000 users by September 15th. Once we've done that, this takes on a whole different realm all on its own. I mean, pretty much people will be coming to you asking you, how do I get started? Not you going to them saying, listen, you really should, you know, give this a start. So, you know, forget the build from before, right? That form is no longer needed. We're not taking any entries that way. It will automatically, if somebody comes to the site and they don't have an activation code or a sponsor, somebody didn't share this with them, they weren't referred by somebody, they just happened upon it. It's already going to assign a wallet, which is one of those, you know, 2,100 wallets from the group of 300 people. And if you are somebody that is sharing it, pick the wallet you want to share and build there, or build across all 7 of your wallets. It doesn't matter. If you have a team, find that mining wallet. That would be the one I would suggest that you use, just because it's one to easily recognize. Okay, it's my mining wallet. But half of you didn't follow my instructions and you used that wallet in the build. So you're gonna have to create a new one if you do have a team of people, because I can't remap those wallets. Oh my God, it would take me forever and it would just cause too many issues. So, yep.
One thing I want to add.
If you guys are telling people to stop crafting their Lennies because of the price drop of MoveQuest, and they get removed from this build, they're going to be very unhappy with you. You need to get those Lennies minted. That's the bottom line. It was $100. It wasn't about how much of your move quest you could hold on to, because you're going to get a ton of move quests just by being in this build. Get your Lennies minted. I just read that from you, Ray. Not trying to be rude to you, but you know, if you guys are giving people bad information and they get removed, they're going to be upset with you. I'm not taking responsibility for that. We gave the instructions, follow our instructions. If you're gonna follow somebody else's instructions, hold them responsible. Do not hold me responsible. And you guys know me pretty well. I'm just pretty much, that's just the way it is. Ray, I don't know who you are. I'm not being rude to you. I'm just letting you all know if that's what's happening. It's not on me, it's on them, because I've given very clear instructions. It was, you know, do it as fast as you can, get it done. So I would recommend that you guys all spread that message, because I have already started searching out the wallets, and I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm sorry, let me add you back in. I'm not adding you back in. Anybody else have any questions? I mean, I'm giving you guys a pathway, if we're successful at sharing this, to making yourselves very wealthy, millionaires. Okay, I'm not telling you something that, you know, maybe somebody would say, oh, she should be telling you that. Well, I already know the math. So I already know if we're successful in this, there ain't one of you on this call that's not going to be a millionaire. Okay, so if you can't follow simple instructions, so don't take me rude. I'm just being like, I'm going to show you the pathway to make yourself a millionaire. If you can't follow my instructions, then I can't be responsible.
Gotcha. Real quick, Lynette, we definitely appreciate that. And right before, I'm gonna bring Miss Judy up here in just a second. But one thing I wanted to say is that we have 134 people on this call right now. There are definitely some leaders listening right now. Some are working, some are dormant, some have capabilities beyond belief to help build this project out to be a successful venture. Ms. Rita, I appreciate individuals like yourself. We've had multiple conversations. She's reached out wanting to know how to help. Who can she?
Oh, we have amazing people. You guys are all amazing.
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
You guys have been it's been fun to work with you. Are you making it nicer because you think I was being mean to people, Herschel?
Oh no, not at all.
Okay, because I'm sorry. If you guys think I'm being mean, I'm really
no.
not. I'm just, you know what? We were talking about life-changing money here.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like, I'm just kind of like, pay attention, you guys. Like, you know, do what we're telling you to do, because this is a big deal here.
Yeah.
So I didn't know, Herschel, if you're like,
no.
come on now.
I'm going a different direction. Going right.
Okay.
Going right. Ken just mentioned that, you know, we've been talking about marketing. How do we help? How do we get more people active? And, you know, a lot of it is education, understanding the message, what this platform is, how it actually operates, how do you function within it, you know, those types of things. And, you know, I mean, for the last 5 months since I've been associated with this, Mr. Brandon Ivy, he's done a tremendous job. His consistency is beyond belief with his ability to actually, you know, just be robotic with being able to be punctual, consistent, delivering the message over and over and over and over again. Well, we're going to tap into that. But we're also looking at, okay, those presentation calls. We're also looking at education calls. We're looking at implementation calls. You know, all of those different things to be able to take a person through a pathway, and to be able to fill the gaps where people may be missing information. And we're a global platform. We have people with different languages. We have people that work different schedules, you know, different time zones and all of that. It's okay if we have other people that want to, you know, say, you know, roll their sleeves up and say, hey, let's go to work or what have you. Let us know. Let us know. Reach out and say, hey, what can I do to help? Because that is exactly what a community does. Everybody take a little piece. You'd be amazed where we can go with this. I just want to, you know, one, put that out there, because I know there are some others that I know have the capability that are maybe shy or timid. There's a place in here for you. Even if you don't feel like you are a recruiter, you don't have to be a recruiter. This is not a network marketing company. but you can be an exposer to this particular opportunity and help the community grow. Whatever, just wanted to add that little 2 cents in as I bring up Miss Judy Emdom. Go ahead, Judy.
Hello. Hi, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to Lynette and to everyone who's a part of this. I have a quick question with regards to somebody who wants to add additional Lennies to the build. Is the 300 done at this point? Because for some people there who had limited resources and who could only do 3 or 4 or maybe 5 wallets, if they now find themselves where they can actually mint an additional 2 Lennies or additional 4 Lennies, are they able to add those wallets now into the mix, or is the 300 complete?
As of last night, we had 183 wallets that could still be added to this. So this is what I suggest for people who want to do that. If you're already in the build and you wanted to add more, it's more wallets to, so if you have 7, for example, wallets, what I would do is I would go to my referring wallet, whoever sponsored me, and I would get those and let my commissions go, where the team build is. But if they don't have the 7 wallets, then they can add to the form the additional ones, you know what I mean? And I can add them in so that they can do that. And when I remove people, there will probably still be more. But what I really want people to focus on right now is structuring in with your team, activating that mining wallet, and even buying those Lennies right there, Judy. And even, when we're done with this, even people who are coming in, okay, so when I'm removing wallets, even if people are coming in with their teams, that you guys have built already, the first 2,100 will be in that group. So for example, you don't really have to deal with that form. So if they already have somebody that they're working with, okay, so let's say, I don't know who brought who in, but let's say, Judy, that Matt brought you, shared, GetFit with you. And so you took your mining wallet and you saved Matt's wallet is your activation code, right? I'm trying to use the right terminology. It can take me a while to get used to activation code versus referral code. But they're interchangeable. It's basically the same thing. It's just, it's going to be direct commission. So we just want it to be activation code. And then just mint those additional Lennies in that referring wallet, in your, mining wallet.
Okay.
Even the new people who are coming in. Now, if they're already in the build and they want additional wallets in the rotator, let's say they only have 3 or 4 and you guys are part of the build from the get-go. Yeah, we're going to make exceptions for that and let you get up to your 7. So you've got the full 7 in there if you want them. It's just that I have to add them manually. So those would have to be added to the form. But if it's new people coming in, and they're just getting started, their wallets will count up until we get to that 2,100. So we'll count them all in. So they don't have to fill out a form. Just by default, they'll be in. And then when I remove the wallets that didn't participate per the instructions, then, that will compress and it will bring in more people. So they can still come in. They're still going to get the benefit of that rotation because we don't have the full 2,100 wallets yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Did that make any
That
sense?
makes no, it actually does make sense. Sorry,
Okay,
I just a little discombobulated there with it. Just had a power outage and it came back on again while you were
Oh,
answering.
nice. Not nice that you had the power outage, but nice that it came back on. It rained something fierce here last night, so, and this morning.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think I might have another question, but I will hold up for now.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Judy. Go ahead, Mr. Charlton.
Afternoon, evening, guys.
Good afternoon.
Hello, hello.
We're raring to go in UK. Come on, bring it on. We want to build. Just one clarification question, Lynette.
Yes.
One question.
Uh-huh.
I've used my BNP wallet as my main miner in Avalanche. Are you saying I need to change that?
Well, no, what you're gonna want, you have a team of people, right, Rob?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna need to create a wallet. Do you have me on Telegram, on WhatsApp?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you send me a message right after this, because I may be able to, I can look at your wallets and then I'll be able to tell you which one to use, but you know, for your team, to build in your team, because you probably got to bring them in, right?
Yeah, I've got to bring them all in because I've been promoting it in GetFit previously, but on Binance, but not
Mhm.
here. So they're already waiting to go on this side.
Okay. So, I mean, really, you could pick any person, or I mean, any person, any wallet of the 7 that you wanted to, if your mining wallet is in the build. Or I can at least take a look at where that mining wallet is, and see if it's at the bottom somewhere and I can get to it. But if I have to do all this remapping and attaching, ugh, it'll be terrible. So just let me kind of look at it. So
Okay.
yeah, hit me up on WhatsApp. I don't have any meetings until 6 o'clock today. So I can kind of get through some of these questions if people need it, especially if you guys are, you know, I know a lot of people are waiting to bring their teams in. So,
Cool. Thank you.
yep, you're welcome.
All right, JJ, go right ahead, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Hey, Lynette, sometimes you make mention to like certain numbers and you say, okay, well, if we have, let's say 1,900 people, the value of the MQT might be, let's say, X amount. I'm curious, what does it mean by those numbers? Is that like 1,900 that have 1 Lenny, 2 Lennies, or 7 Omegas? What
So
constitutes
those
a
numbers
person?
are, right. So those numbers are based on a person who have minted the 14 Lennies. It doesn't involve any of the evolution.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. I gotta put you guys on mute for just one quick second. I'll be right back.
No problem. No problem. I know Mr. Kenny, Mr. Taylor, you had your hand up. Did your question get answered, or did you have another one that you wanted to ask? All right, go right ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. No, I think she answered it. It was the same question. I have 5 people who I want to bring in, so it was give them my activation code under one of my 1 through 7 wallets. So I believe that was the same clarification I want.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see here. Lush 2020.
Sorry about that, guys. I've been waiting on this call since this morning, so if it comes back through, I lost it.
No problem. Lush, go
So
ahead.
I'll take it again.
Oh, hi. Just a question. I'm a little confused because I do have people standing by for leasing and I have somebody new who wants to come into the bill. So let's start with the leasing. So for leasing, when it starts, do we just buy more miners and add to our main account and transfer them to them when it opens up? Or do we open more wallets and buy Lennies and Docs through that new account and they take over that account? Like how do we do this?
So, okay, so you don't need, so the only reason you guys had this many wallets was so we could kind of shift everybody around each other so that when that rotation comes in, you weren't all the way at the bottom. Like everybody is kind of mixed multiple times throughout the build. So as the, you know, people are coming in, they need an activation code. It's not like, you know, the last person in is all the way at the bottom, or you know what I mean? Or the first person has to wait until it gets through 2,100 wallets to come back through. You know, you're in the build several times so that you're, you know, it's kind of a mix. So you never have to open more than one wallet again. So even when the leasing starts, just use if you're building with people and you're sharing GetFit and you want to, you know, focus on just one wallet, then just use that one for everything. Mint them there. The wallets that you're in throughout the build, that's now just for that organic organic rotation when people are coming in. Now, if you're not building with a team, pick any of those wallets in the build that you want. Build in a couple of them, build in one of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, whatever you want to do. You know, wherever you seem to be, you think you're making the most money at in that build. And that's where I would start. You can pick any of the wallets. The only reason I had said, you know, don't add your mining wallet to the build is so it wouldn't confuse people. They always knew, okay, these wallets are in the build, but this is my mining wallet. And this is where I'm going to share, this activation code. That's kind of like, the two builds. One is kind of forced through by the project itself. People come into the project. So those wallets are kind of like set them and forget them kind of a deal. But if you're somebody who's sharing it, you have one wallet where you're responsible for that build itself. So you kind of got two builds going on. One that's being built organically, one that you're responsible, for building, based on what you want to do. So like all of this other stuff in this force build, the more mainstream we become, the more people begin to hear about us, you start to really see that fill up organically. And then your one build, if you're sharing it and you're somebody who likes to network, then you want that one wallet that you can focus on. And that's why I was trying to make that separation.
Okay, so we have 7 wallets that we're going to be getting referrals organically through. So it's best to open up an 8th one if you want to start using that to build a team, I would think, or because you said not, or
Right.
should
So
I?
did somebody share this with you?
No, I came in with you, but yeah, it was shared by Trudy. She's not in the build, but her
Okay.
line, upline.
So I
and
kind of explained it to you in WhatsApp
Yeah.
today, but if you need further, if you need me to make that attachment, you know what I'm saying? Because honestly, even if you're here in this build, your mining wallet isn't connected yet. So if there's one of you that have that mining wallet and it says activation code, it's actually going to one wallet at the moment. It's being assigned to just one because I'm capturing that on the back end and I'm checking those wallets that people put on the form that said, this is my Binance Smart Chain wallet, so that I can kind of put you where you're supposed to be, because I know where people's teams are. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like manually doing that for the next few days, kind of overseeing what's taking place. So if that is the case, and some of you, because you can't get started here without an activation code. If a person who shared this with you on the Binance Smart Chain isn't on the Avalanche chain, it would just ask to assign you a code. All right, so yeah, it doesn't take me but a second to activate these wallets. So those of you who are using your mining wallet and it does not have an activation code from somebody that brought you in on the smart chain, let me know. And then we'll get you signed in where you're supposed to be in that team that you were working with over on the Binance Smart Chain, because I can help with that. So I'm more than happy to help people do that. Doesn't mean I'm going to be able to respond instantly on WhatsApp, but if you just give me the details, what that mining wallet is, and just tell me who or what team you're on. I know enough people, obviously, that are in this project now, we can find out where you're supposed to go.
Yeah. Now we have an Avalanche account attached to the GetFit. That was my
Oh,
mining.
so start right there.
Yeah, so that's my mining one now, the Avalanche account within GetFit. But
Yeah.
I mean, I also
That'd be
can-
perfect.
Yeah, because it's still on the Binance. Like it started with it has the same address as my mining for the BSC chain.
Mhm. Okay. So yeah,
Okay,
I
so
would
that's
just start your build right there.
perfect.
Mhm.
Okay. And my next question was, why, like I have an Omega and the rest are alphas. Why do some alphas have a 9% mining power and some have 6 and some have 1? Why are they not all the same? Is there difference that I'm not
Are you
aware of?
talking about for the attributes for like the distance, calorie, steps?
Yeah. When you go through all those, it's got different numbers, like for mining.
Yep. So every miner is unique. There's no two alike. And so like the alphas, they automatically start with 175% mining power, and the omegas start with 300%. Now, when you go and you look at the element, that is increasing the mining power. Okay. And it depends on what the element is. So like lightning is adding a 10% mining boost to steps, distance, calories, workouts, and sleep. Now, if you have like the water element or nature element, okay, nature would be like any outdoor physical activity. It would give you a 35% mining boost on any outdoor activity. Let's say you have the water, as an element, that's going to give you a 35% mining boost on all water sports, swimming, kayaking, that type of stuff in your workouts. Now, when you go down and you look at the attributes of your miner, okay, that would be your steps, your distance, your calories, your workouts, your sleep. there's a percentage next to each one of those. That's a mining boost. So if you see a 9 for steps, it's a 9% mining boost for steps. If you see a 3 for distance, it's a 3% mining boost. So you add all that up, and if you, let's say you have an omega that's 300%, if you add up all of those different percentages and the element, you may end up with, 335% mining, 340% mining. And then if you go in and you look at your steps, there's an intensity tier. And so if you tap on the circle inside the app where it says steps and you open that, it opens up, you'll see this little graph. It's got 4 different levels. One is less than 60 steps per minute. That's giving you a 5% mining boost on all steps. And then if you are any steps that are in the second tier, it's giving you 10% mining boost. Any steps in the third tier, it's giving you 20% mining boost. And any steps in that fourth tier are giving you an additional 30% mining boost. So your miners, even though they start at 50 all the way up to 300%, all of these elements and attributes and intensity tiers, all of that is also adding to your mining power.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Thanks. Oh, and for to start a new person, which form do we fill out now? There's so
don't.
many. You don't.
No forms.
So what would I send to you? Like if I want to put my husband in this?
Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go into the mining wallet and you see on the dashboard, click on dashboard, go to stats.
Yes.
And this right here, just have him use that. So when you take it and let's see here, let me see if I can bring up Safari. Bring up Safari because I don't have a cookie there. It's gonna want to have that, this is gonna give him the activation code. Let me get on the Avalanche chain. Okay, so connect the wallet. Come on now. See, I try to get all slick here. Oh, it's because I don't have MetaMask on this chain. That is why. Hold on here just a second. Let me come back for, anyway, you get the idea. He comes here, it's going to take him to the start page. I'm not going to go to the actual link because it's going to take too much time. And it's going to ask him to save the activation code. It'll say if it's valid or not. If it says invalid, it'll ask to request one.
Okay.
And that's all you do. So you use your mining wallet, go to the dashboard, log in with that mining wallet, go to the dashboard and collect that link, or just take the wallet address right there. Okay, as long as you got the wallet address, that's the activation code.
So that would be his first mining account. So the first one would be his mining account, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And does he do, like, if depending on how many accounts he wants, you open up that many accounts?
I would not do that. If they're going to open up more than one, I would get with me on that. If you want to, well, no, just have him, I would just have him purchase all right in with that one. You're saying he wants to be in the rotator 7 times. I wouldn't stack him all in under one because the rotator will bypass. It'll only grab that one because the rotator is looking for different wallets. And so he would have to stack several wallets underneath his one. If you want to do something like that, just message me. And then you could do the 5th form if he wants to do more than one. But
Okay.
honestly, I would just do the one because you're already in the rotator. I mean, but that's up to you. I mean, you can, but if you do more than one, you're going to want them spread out throughout the build. You're not going to want them all in one spot because it'll bypass to go to the next one. And then until it comes up to another one that's got multiples, and it's going to turn around and go back to.
Okay, so I would open up a GetFit app for him, MetaMask for him, go in and request a code. So I have to put
No, you don't request the code. You're going to want to use your own.
My code for him. Okay.
For his first one. Honestly, what I prefer, right now is that people don't even do the 7 wallets. I would just prefer everybody just comes in one. Like if somebody wants to come into the build up to the next 2100, just have them mint right there. We'll include them in the build and then they'll get rotated. Do you see what I'm saying? That way, maybe we can get more people involved as well. But if it's somebody, like you, if you really want those 7, just message me and we'll see. I'll get you in. Because you're already in here. I don't want you to not have your husband in there, but I get with me on that and then I'll give you further instructions. So we'll do it on a 1-by-1 basis. If somebody wants to do the 7, But otherwise, what I suggest is that you just use your activation code when you're signing people up. And up until the next 2,100, until we reach that 2,100 wallets, they will be in the rotation.
Okay,
And currently, I don't even know where we're at. Let me see here. So we're at 1933.
okay, we need to go to 2,100. Okay, so another 167.
Mhm.
Okay, okay, I'll message you privately and make sure I got
Yeah,
it done right.
that's better. I can help you that way. And if, somebody doesn't have my contact and you guys have Herschel's or Ken's or whoever, that can get to me, we can work with you on that too. So we're kind of doing it on a 1-by-1 basis at this point, if you're doing more than 7. Otherwise, just, use that activation code. The activation code is your wallet address. That's what connects people to you.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
Yep,
Thank
you're
you,
welcome.
Ms. Welch. Go right ahead, Mr. Donnie.
Good evening, Lynette.
Hi
Uh,
there.
First of all, thank you for all the work you've done and the patient. First of all, I want to apologize for being impatient. And I think because of that, I may have done something wrong and I don't want to be removed from the bill. My 7th wallet allowed me to purchase Lynette, but it didn't go through. But we're asking for 13 MQTs instead of 10. I'm thinking, well, that's a change. And so I left it alone. And I said, well, let me go ahead and mint my 6. So I went to my bill wallet and I transitioned I swapped my USDT to MQT. And when I went into Evolve my Lenny's, it would ask me USDT, and I'm thinking, oh shit, I just screwed up. So now when I go into my main wallet, it's asking for activation code.
All right,
When I go,
right. So Donnie, those mining wallets that are not in the build, I just need to assign those. So will you message me are you on WhatsApp?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
just message me on WhatsApp and we'll get it handled for you. I'll get it assigned where it's supposed to be.
Okay, so just wait for you to do. And on my 7th account, which was the original 7, the 7 ones where I was going to do the minting, it's asked me for an activation code as well. So my bill and my 7 account is asking for activation code. So I did
maybe the
something
7th one thing, and just message me and give me the 2 wallets and let me go look at it and we'll figure it out. If I have to get on Zoom later with people, I will, to get all that handled because I want everybody ready in the next day or 2.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah.
I don't want to be missed out and I don't want to be removed. So whatever I need to do to correct that. So just message you said on those 2 accounts.
Yes. Yep. Just message me those 2. I'll get more information from you if I need it.
Okay. And you'll know which one is my bill because of my original form that I filled out.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Saunders. Ms. Wong, go right ahead.
Thank you. You can hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, my question's just sort of dovetailing off of what Cray brought up. If we want to give out our activation code now to people, do we first need to wait until we've figured out our lineage? Because as Cray said, I sponsored her sponsor and that person isn't in. So we're kind of working out our team here and we're going to send that to you, Lynette. But do we need to wait for that to happen before we can send out our refer code?
Yeah, because I think what is being said, right, is that Sora's or somebody's wallet is in there. And you guys are gonna start your team from there. So all you gotta do is just get whatever activation code, get it to that person and say, okay, I'm gonna go save that. And then that person will get their activation code sent to the next person. They save it and kind of build your team in.
Yeah, it's
And
just that
if-
Trudy's missing. There's me, and then Trudy, who is not in. She's on Binance, but not in Avalanche, and then there's Cray.
Right,
Under
so
Trudy,
Trudy's
under me.
not gonna do the avalanche change. You guys will, she can just come in later when she's ready to. And you
Right,
guys kind
okay.
of just have to bypass her. Cause we're not
Okay.
gonna add people in just because it really defeats the purpose. If they're not active, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it's just, yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm reaching out to her today anyway to say, hey, come on.
Yeah, I mean, there's
do
still
the
room,
minimum, get in,
so-
get in. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So I just want to make sure I wasn't handing out my activation code and then gonna mess things up down the road. So
Yeah, and
okay,
it's not gonna mess it up anyway, because you can't send it out until you have been connected to another activation code. It has to link somewhere in the blockchain. So people
Yep.
can't come here without that referral code,
right.
activation code.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, and if you
thanks.
need
So I-
help getting it structured in, I can do it, you know, like I said, I'll spend the next, day and a half helping people get themselves structured in, because we want to really rock this out. We're ready to roll. So if there's some of you that aren't sure how to do it, I can help you with that. I
Yeah.
can get on, we can do some breakout rooms. I'll show Ken and Herschel too what to look for, and we can get it done.
Yep, perfect. Yeah, and we'll send that to you. I think we're gonna work in our team and get that all sorted out and send it off to you. So
Okay,
perfect.
awesome.
Thank you. All right.
You're
bye.
welcome.
Ms. Vaheen, go right ahead.
Yeah, so my question is to understand the process of bringing in somebody brand new and with sharing my activation code.
Mhm.
So if I'm not very clear on how that activation code is supposed to link to whoever referred us, that's one question. And then the other one is, once that gets cleared up and I have my activation code ready to go, I have a couple of people that are interested already. Do I just share that with them and help them set up MetaMask and everything and go through the whole process and set up a wallet and then help them get a landing and all that process? Is that how it goes?
Yep, so you'll just share them that activation code link that you receive on that start page. And then what they'll do is they'll save that activation code. It links them to you, to your wallet. So each wallet is linked to the next wallet. That's how the contract manages everybody's, pay, to make sure you get it instantly. And then they would
Mhm.
just go to the exchange and buy their Move Quest and then mint their Lennies, unlock their mining dock, and then begin, get them docked. We are gonna start mining in the next day or two. I just gotta make sure everybody's ready. I don't want anybody to miss out. And I know that people are not ready. I've gotten too many messages. People are confused on what to do next. So I really want to start moving along to get everybody ready and get your miners plugged in, because you don't want to miss out on the first, couple of days. Because the minute we turn the mining on, you get to 2 days prior, so you don't want to miss that. So I want to make sure we spend, the rest of today and tomorrow, make sure everybody is set, ready to go. Even if we're turning on the mining at a lower level of distribution until we have the community and size, built up, we still want to get that started here in the next day, 2 or 3. So we got to make sure everybody is ready, because it's not going to do any good to just have, 50 or 60 or 75 people ready, and then the other 150 aren't ready. It's really going to put too many tokens out into too few hands. And even though we can tell everybody, please hold on to them for just a few weeks, that we all know human nature. It just doesn't happen. So, so I got to make sure everybody's ready.
Okay. So when I share my activation code with somebody, where does that go again?
So what you want to do, let me share again. Well, you want to connect your wallet. Oops, that's the wrong account. And you want to go to the stats page. Okay, so like if I was on the home page up here, just hit get started.
Okay.
And this is where they're gonna wanna put your, code, or if you've gone to your dashboard, just copy this.
Okay.
And then when they open up, their browser, it's gonna take them right to the page. It's gonna ask them to connect their wallet. It's gonna ask them to save that activation code.
Okay. Got you. And then
And-
if they, yeah, finish. Sorry.
No, I was just reading my message up here. You cannot set your own wallet as referral. But I was trying to figure out what that message was. But anyway, go ahead, sorry.
Okay, so then you said that we can share any one of the wallets activation code, or
You
just pick
can
one
share
and you
any
always
of the
share that.
wallets. You can share
can?
any of them. Yeah, you can share
Okay.
any of them if you want, but if you have a team that you're working with, I would just choose
Yes.
one wallet and build there. And if your team isn't connected to your mining wallet, are you on the smart chain mining as well?
Yes.
Okay, so if you have that mining wallet and it's not in this build, it doesn't have any connection yet. And so you're going to want to start that connection somewhere, either with the person who shared GetFit with you. And if they're not here, that's where you need to get a hold of me so we can get it set for you. And you would just basically set the activation code. So let's say you're the only one that came over from buying a smart chain. There's nobody here yet. You would you would open it up, connect your mining wallet, and it's going to ask you to activate or to request an activation code. Request it,
Okay.
save it, and then you're in the build and you can start from that one and bring your team over. But if if you're here and somebody else on your team is here that maybe shared it with you, then you want to make sure
Yes.
they get set up and then you save their activation code. So you kind of have that team
Oh,
set
that's
up.
how that goes. Okay. Okay. And then once they share their activation code with me and I put it in there, then when I share my activation code, it'll be linked to them.
Yep. And if you know who they are, you can send me a message who they are and I can get it set up on the back end for you.
Okay, great. So that's one. And then two, the first dock is free.
Yep.
So if they come in with 2 Lennies, they can use their 100 USDT to buy to mint the 2 Lennies, and they'll have a free dock to dock it.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And then we don't
that's
have
it.
that requirement right now that they have to do the 2 Lennies. So let's say somebody can only get started with one. They can just get started with the one. So
Oh,
it's
that's
wallets
awesome.
now. It's not based on, just that initial build we did with all of you was the $100 so that we could get to that level that we needed to be at. So
got
even if they
you.
just start with one wallet, one Lenny, $50, they're good to go.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank
Yep,
you. I'll
yep.
take care of that. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
You're welcome.
Thank
And
you.
people can use commissions to mint their Lennies now too. Remember how we said in the build not to use your commissions? You had to go to the site. So those of you who have commissions, you can use your commissions to mint additional Lennies if you need them. But the first 7 wallets, up to the first 7 wallets in that build, we want you to go to the exchange. New people coming in will have to go to the exchange. But those of you that have already done the minting, and you've got that $100 purchase on the exchange, you want more miners and you got commissions, like that's now you're clear. You did what your level of participation you said you were going to do, whether it's 1 wallet to 7 wallets, whatever it is. So if you've earned commissions, you want additional Lennies, you just mint them in whatever wallet you're minting them in.
Thank you, Ms. Baheen. And let's see. Ms. Lush, you had another question? Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Hold on one second. Mr. Jack. Go right ahead, Mr. Jack.
Hi, guys. Lynette, just real quick.
Yes.
2 Lennies in 7 wallets. Did that. Made the purchase in each of the wallets. Moved them up to the master wallet. Now
Yep.
that master wallet, we can name, and that would become our activation code.
No, so I would need to know if you don't have that activation code in there for your sponsor, You can request one and just go anywhere in the build, or get with me and then we can figure out where you need to be in the build. So like Jack, for example, we know your sponsor, you know, you're right, you know, ugh, I don't even like to say it, but you know what I'm saying. So she's no longer with us. So we can, you know, like, there's several people that have worked with Gail in the past that I can connect you with that are, you know, active builders that are very supportive, you know, that we can get you involved and get you activated there. If you want to send me a message, I can get that done so that you have
Sure.
your wallet activated. So yep, but yeah, that's how that would work.
Okay, because I just was vague, but thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to address a question in the chat. How is it possible to make a lower number of mining if it's set in stone in the mining contract? So we haven't started the mining contract and everything is based on algorithms. So if I go in and I tell that smart contract based on the size of, you know, the community, the number of miners in the mining dock, X amount of move quests would be dispersed per day. So when I set up that algorithm to turn it on, then that smart contract is going to manage it from there. So it just is based on what I tell that contract to do, and I haven't told it what to do yet because I'm waiting to see how everybody is setting in the next day and a half. Then I will go in and tell that contract there's, you know, 2.6 million move quests that have to be dispersed in the first year. Okay, now that is set in stone, but you know, we're not going to disperse and distribute tokens that are not, you know, that would make the market value go low. If we knew people were going to hold them until the demand was on the market, we would just leave it at the 5,008. But we all know that doesn't happen. We already see it. So we want to be very careful with this because you guys are here for a reason, right? You're here to make life-changing money and to be able to show people the power of this project. So all I'm saying is let's really start ramping things up so that it can start at that 5,008. Let's not take a break, you know, and say, well, we're going to wait until we turn that mining on. Let's start sharing it now. You've already got a story to tell. I mean, MoveQuest went from, you know, I don't remember what it started at, 60 something cents, maybe something like that, all the way up to $4.98. And it's sustaining itself at that $3.50 mark, while everybody is kind of taking a break here for the last few days. So all I'm saying is let's not take a break. We got a story to tell. And we can start getting everybody ready to get ready to activate and move on the day we turn those miners on. So when the mining begins. So we're going to turn the mining on as soon as I know everybody is ready to go. I don't want to leave people in the dust. So we're going to, yeah, 30 cents to $4. So we want to really want to make sure everybody's ready. You can start sharing it right now. There's nothing stopping you from sharing it. We haven't turned on the create your own activation code. We had it on last night. It did save the activation code. So Ken, I think you were one of them. So it did save them. What it didn't do was display them back. So what we did is I had the developers pause it. What's more important right now is for them to get the user interface completed for the mining, and then they'll circle back around and they'll fix whatever the display issue was on those create your own activation code, and then you'll see those come back up. So if you've already created one, you have it. It didn't go nowhere. We've just kind of hidden it right now. So right now, just use that wallet address is your activation code. And then here, probably I would say by tonight or tomorrow morning, that activation code where you can create your own, it'll be back on again. And if we can get everybody wrapped up, we can start the mining as soon as tomorrow. But what I am kind of looking at is probably more like Thursday or Friday, I think is what it's going to take us to make sure everybody's ready to roll. I don't want to turn it on and then have people disappointed. You guys all came in, you've minted those Lennies, you've put a lot of time into learning what you had to do. And I don't want to leave you out because you're not ready yet. But if we can't get you ready in the next couple of days, we may have to leave you behind. Not leave you behind, but you know what I mean? You'll have to catch up. That's all.
Perfect. All right. Miss Ava.
Hi, hold on. Quick question, because when we first initiated this process, I had MQT in eventually in all my wallets, which I used to evolve. And of course, I didn't use the strategery of the first 7. I turned all of my Lennies into primaries, and then I said, oops. And it was that based on the initial people that were involved in that disbursement? I was just confused about that. Officially mining.
I'm not
And
sure I
I don't
really
have any commission.
understand your
I was gonna
question.
behind.
I don't think I'm not sure if I understand your question completely, but let me just explain to you. Basically what we had said was, if you're going to evolve all the way up to Omegas, then you'd want to evolve all 14. So you'd evolve all 14 Lennies, to primary, and then to ultra, then to alpha, then merge them into your 7 Omega so that you could dock all 7. But if you were not able to do everything up to Omega,
Right,
to only focus on your first 7 Lennies, because that's all you can put in the mining dock are 7. And so the second set of 7 would kind of just be waiting until you were able to get them all up to alpha and then merge them to Omega. So those of you who haven't evolved all the way, you want to kind of do the math on the percentage that you want to mine with, and spend your money the best way to get to the highest amount of mining power within those 7 mining slots.
I think the question was with regards to the MQT that.
Well, what is your question in regards to the
those
MQT?
wallet? And where was that generated? The MQT that showed up in those wallets, where did that come from? In other words, all my 7 wallets had some.
So that it's either one, when the price is going up, it requires less MoveQuest to mint your miners. So you probably have extra. Let's say you bought MoveQuest at $1.50, and then by the time you minted, it was at $3. So you would have almost half of your MoveQuest in your wallet. But if you waited and MoveQuest went down in value, MoveQuest will go up as we start sharing it, right? Because people are coming in, they're buying the MoveQuest so that they can mint their miners. If we're not sharing it, market value is not going up. The evolution contract kind of starts to get stagnant a little bit because the evolution isn't in there. So you see the slowdown all the way across, even in the ecosystem. Our entire ecosystem is based on the community, what the community is doing. And so if MoveQuest went down, some of you may have to go buy more MoveQuest in order to have enough to mint your Lennies if you waited.
So that was.
You're breaking up really bad, Eva. And those of you that have, wallets underneath you that purchased and minted those Lennies, then you have the commission there. And commissions are paid out in MoveQuest. So you could have gotten MoveQuest 2 ways. 1, you had extra from left over from minting the Lennies, or 2, you earned those commissions which were paid in MoveQuest from other people on your team. Do you guys know where to find your team by chance? Do you guys know how to see that genealogy? Let me show you the build, because this might make it a little more clear for everybody. Let me come in and show you how this looks real quick. All right. Oh, I stopped sharing, didn't I? Hold on. Okay. So you would go to where it says stats, and this is where you would claim MoveQuest. You would connect your wallet, and then you would claim the MoveQuest. All right. Then here, and this is the master wallet. So this wallet here does not belong to me, just so you guys know. This is the master wallet. And so this right here, this goes into the safe. All right. Back into the vault. So what this is showing you, if you come in and you look at this, let's say you see this. Let me just bring this up here real quick. All right. So let's say you're looking at this for an example. Okay. This would mean that you've got 4 underneath you. Most of you will see. Let me see if I can go into a wallet that's not. Let's see. Let me come over here. Let me get a different wallet. Let me come down here. This is the build that I manually put in, so you guys can see this. It's a lot. I want to come down and get something that's a little smaller. I'll just copy this one. We'll see what this looks like. All right. Just to give you an idea. Won't take me as long. So there's one wallet there. We can open this one up. Not this one. Is that one it? Why is this so difficult for me? I have the worst time when I'm trying to pull things out of here. Let me grab something over here. Hold on. This will give me up here and see. This is how I managed all of this. Okay, I'll come down here. Let's get. All right, it'll work. This will be much better. All right. If you go to your stats in your back office, okay, right here where it says stats, and you can see it looks different than what this one does, but this is what most of you will see. All right. So this, if all of these wallets that are underneath you did what they were supposed to do, whether you have one person, whether you have 9 people, the rotation makes sure that everybody has 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, all the way down. Okay. So when the rotation starts, it will fill in 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So it's a 3x3 build all the way down. Infinity. And so if you see this and you have any of this underneath, then and if everybody did what they were supposed to do, then you would have those commissions, those MoveQuest commissions. And most people will see this. There's many people that will see more than this. It just depends on when you came into the forum. There was no, this person's going to go first, that person's going to go next. It was a very strategic build without ever looking at a person's name. So when you come over here and you see my spreadsheet, you'll see there are absolutely no names attached to this. There was no, I just took the wallets and they got added into the build. I don't know who any of these people are. All I see are wallets. And so everybody is mixed into all of this. So if you see all of this green, all of the green wallets there, they have at least 3. And then these other ones, all of these pink and peach have 2. All the pink, all of the pink has, I'm just double checking right now. So everything green means I've done a double check. If it's peach, it's because they're missing 1. All of this pink, they all have the 3. I'm just making sure there's no holes. And then when you see these 2 rows, that means each one of them have 3. These are the wallets that would be next in rotation. So they would get 3 and 3. So it would go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, it'll start circling around. 1, 1, 1. This person will get 1, this person will get 1, this person will get 1. It'll go all the way through all of these wallets that don't have a color. Okay, that's what the rotation is set up for right now. And then it'll come back up again. Once everybody's got their 1, it'll come back up. It'll add a second 1 to each one of these wallets, and it just keeps making that rotation until this entire thing is built out 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 all the way down. And that's what that rotation does. So the more we're sharing it with our marketing, and that will start to fill in all of these wallets that are in here right now. If you look at, and I've gone over the comp plan with people, I've seen a couple of messages in there. If you're part of this build, I would have expected that you would have probably come to one of our Zooms, so you would have already should have already seen what we were doing here with this build. So when we go to direct commission, it'll be a 20% direct commission beginning September 15th. So anybody who comes in, that's what they're going to get. Now, if a builder or influencer or something like that comes in, we can whitelist their wallet on a case-by-case basis so that they can earn additional levels, but we're really getting away from that. It gives us more MoveQuest to put back in the safe and, diminish the supply that's in circulation, which is just going to, make more money for people because the market value of the token is going to go up. In this build right here, each one of your wallets at today's market value when we build this out, which that's 265,000 people, and each one of these has a level, okay, 3, 9, 27, 81. When we get down to, let's say, this level, all right, everybody from level 9 up, you know, they would have made 826,000, 275,000, 137,000, 45,000. This pays on each level based on it, you know, filling up to the forced build. Once it's completed, it's each one of those wallets is worth basically earning 3.7 million at today's market value. So you times that amount of move cost at whatever market value it is, once your wallet has reached that level, 265,000 people, you know, you've made a lot of money and a whole lot more than 3.7 million per wallet. Now, if you guys look at what some of the other move to earn apps have done, 2 million people, let's say with Step-in 90 days or less. Okay, this can happen very, very quickly, especially when they see the difference between what we have and what Step-in has, right? Step-in, I don't think is over 15 cents, maybe 20 cents on the market. We're already, you know, we've been up to almost the $5 mark. And with our ecosystem, with the liquidity provision, it just keeps going up as long as we're building our community. So 2 million people, okay, that is almost 8 times the number of people that would be needed here, right? So that means that almost all of you would have made, you know, that 3.7 million on each one of your wallets. And they're spaced out throughout the build. So you're going to start to see that money progressively as our community starts to increase in size. So does that make sense? So this is what the commission structure is. Now that's at 60%. The way we would have done it, you would have only made 481,510. But because you guys are in the structured build and it's forced, we decided to go with this. This is the same number of people, the same number of miners. It's actually paying out 18% more, which is a negative impact actually because of the move quest, because it's putting less back in the vault, because we know this is a forced build. We know what we can do with this when we start sharing it. You know, 3.7 million on a forced build is a whole lot more attractive than 481,000, and you would still need the exact same amount of people. Now on the direct commissions, it will pay the 20%. You know, you got all these other move to earn apps. They don't pay any affiliate commissions whatsoever. So that's another perk that we have that we offer here. And eventually this is just going to take on legs of its own. I mean, right now we're at that critical stage, right? We have to get out there and share it in order to get it, you know, into people's hands. But when people start seeing how what this value is and what you can do, just becoming more physically fit, people are just they're going to start asking you how to get started. They're going to just randomly get to the site. And when we have the rebranding done and all that content is on there and all the steps to do on September 15th, it's going to make it so easy for people to just come to the site and get set up. And you're just randomly picking up those people in that build because you came here and helped us demonstrate that. So, you know, hopefully you guys understand why we did the commission structure the way we did. It's a lot more valuable to you guys. And on the iOS side, no, it is ready as far as the code goes. They didn't validate the last one. We're fixing those last little pieces, connect, keep it simple, whoever you are. I don't know who you are. So when we get that done, then they just told me today that they would be submitting it. Everything is done. Like we already know, we're mining on the smart chain. It's not a matter of if we can do it. It's just working through. Avalanche is a little bit different. Their EVM is not quite as clean and straightforward as like the Binance Smart Chain and some of these other chains. They return some different values with some of the code, the strings of code that we have. So they just had to clean that up a little bit. They're doing some things with the user interface with the app, and they probably would have already resubmitted it today. I just asked them to hold off and to make sure everything is, you know, good as far as the user interface, how that looks. And that I wanted to wait for a day or two to turn that mining on. So they're kind of taking a little bit extra time, I think, just to kind of make sure everything's cleaned up. But yeah, as far as getting it in the Apple App Store, I mean, that's not an issue. It's kind of common. You know, this is very complex app, and everything, we've already proven it works on the Binance Smart Chain, but this is a different chain. The contracts are a little bit different on the EVM side. And so it's Avalanche is not, their contracts are not compatible. Like the Binance Smart Chain and Kai Chain, completely compatible. No issue there. Then Avalanche, we threw them into the mix, and those contracts communicate, and they're all using the same system. And so there's a few pushbacks on that code that they've had to deal with. And actually the mining already works, but it was causing some crashing. And so we don't want the crashing. To answer your question, I'm not sure who you are, but otherwise I'd address you by name. Yep, the Apple update is that they're finishing up. I just kind of redid it, Gina, for you.
Perfect, perfect. All right, is that it for you, Miss Ava? All right. I believe Miss Lush, you had another question, or was your hand still just still up?
Yes, I've got another question.
Okay.
I'll try not to make this too complicated, but when you said for referrals, we can use any wallet. Now, first of all, I have 7 wallets and they're all evolved to Omegas and Alphas. So if I give referrals in account 1 of the build, will that stop me from getting referrals on the rotation organically? Or is it best to
No.
use my wallet instead and still
It
have
will not stop you.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
it
And
doesn't look at what you're building. The contract knows to look at what it's building. So there's 2 builds going on in this structure. Your personal build, and then what the smart contract is doing. So the smart contract doesn't pay attention to what you're doing. It's paying attention to what it has to do. And it knows what wallets those are because we've whitelisted them to know which ones to go through in the rotation. So it doesn't matter if you add 20 to one of your wallets, it's still going to add yours in when it comes up next in the rotation.
okay, perfect. So we don't need to wait until September the 15th to start referring. Just refer right away because you get 20% across the board.
Well, you're going to get all 11 levels across the board because you're here early. You're getting 60% down 10, 11 levels. Well, starting September 15th, anybody who comes in new at that time, they don't see 11 levels of commissions. They only see a direct commission of 20%, but you will always get those 11 levels, even if they're only getting direct. If they fall in under you, they get a direct, but you get the 11 levels.
Okay, perfect. And the referrals of 20%. And then they're just under me. It's not like it compounds from the 3rd person down that were my referral brought in, that referral brought in.
No,
Does that-
even if you bring them in. So let's say, for example, that you shared it with me. I'm brand new. It's September 16th, right? I come in and I mint 14 miners. You're going to get the 11 levels. The 10, the 10, the 10, the 10. Okay. You're not going to get the 20 because you're in this build. You're getting all the 11 levels. Now I go and I share it with somebody. I come in and I share it with Herschel. Herschel mints his miners. I get 20% of what Herschel did, but you're getting the additional levels because Herschel is there. Herschel doesn't know additional levels are there. I don't know additional levels are there, but you know they're there and they're in your build. So you're going to continue to earn when they come in. They don't. They only get direct, but you're getting the other levels that they never see.
And the commissions are paid on the Lennies only. Is that correct?
Only on the minting. Yep. Everything else is in the ecosystem and provides liquidity.
Okay, perfect. Well, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Like, I'm so excited. I can't wait to share and start a marketing program. Thanks.
Yeah, no, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Mr. Mayo, go right ahead.
Hi, how you doing, Lynette? You're
Hey,
doing a
how you
fabulous
doing?
job, all of you. Pretty good. You may have answered this before, but I'll be quick. The people that are coming in, that have come in before the bill, are they going to be added later, or how is that going to be?
No, they just come in underneath your referral. Everybody had notice. Everybody knew what we were doing. They had the option to start when we did, and they didn't. So now, let's say somebody brought you in, but they're not here. They would need to come in with you.
Okay.
So we don't fit them in as your sponsor per se. we're not going to fit them into the build somewhere because they didn't participate in this build. They would need to come in with your activation code. Your team would. Yep.
Okay.
And then start your build down from there. That's the perk. I mean, you guys all came in, you demonstrated this. We're not making concessions for anybody who didn't participate. Everybody had the same opportunity as you guys did. So we're not fitting anybody in. They just need to restructure. And you know what? They're gonna do amazingly well. It's not too late. Everybody is it's a level playing field here for everybody. So, basically you can go back and show them how amazing we've done with just the 250 or so people that we've got here. I think we might be up to 250 or 60 people. I'm not sure exactly what we're at 100% yet, but 1,900 wallets basically. And you know what? Tell them, look, get started, and here's my activation code, and let's start building our team in.
Okay, so even though I've shared my referral link, they're not going to be adding into this bill at all.
You want to add them to your activation code, right? With your top miner, with your master wallet, whatever you're going to use as a master wallet. And I
Right.
think you've got, I know who you would be sponsored with, Adolph. So you can message me that wallet. I can make sure it's activated because I know who your team is. And then what you want to do is share your activation code with everybody who is going to start over here, but to your master wallet. And they can still be in this build up to 2,100 wallets. So right now, there's like 160 or 70 wallets that as they are coming in, they will be included in that 2,100. So it's not too late for them to come into the forced build. Everybody who does come in between now and September 15th will still get the 11 level commission. They'll be grandfathered into that. It's September 15th that stops, and it just goes to direct commission for anybody. So everybody who is, on the Binance Smart Chain, that networks or whatever, they want to get started between now and September 15th. And if they don't, they're just to let you guys know, we've also got in place, let me see if I can find this. I know I have it somewhere. Hold on here and I'll get this because you guys will need to see this. We haven't started this yet. It does start on September 15th. Let me go grab it.
And while you're doing that, Mr. Mayo, just to dovetail off of what Ms. Lynette was sharing, anyone that you've shared your link with that signed up with you on the Binance Smart Chain, you will need to provide them with your link on the Avalanche chain, and they will have to sign up and mint with a different link over here. There's no connection between the two.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there is no
Gotcha.
connection. Yep, 100%.
Okay,
Yeah, we did that. I had to do that on purpose because, you'll get people who say, oh yeah, go ahead and just add me in there. And then
Right.
what ended up happening is, well, no, I don't need a minute miner. Why do I need to do that? I've got you, you've already put me in my spot there. I can just go ahead and come over there and get my commissions, as needed. And so that's what we want to avoid. Because then,
Okay,
they're not participating in the ecosystem. So if you're not participating in the ecosystem, then you can't, you're not eligible to earn. And I'm going to show you this here. I'm going to paste this into my notes so it'll show up. Okay, done. I should be able to pick them up and show you guys on my computer. I don't know what I had done with them. So on September 15th, all right, should have connected these. Let's see, there we go. Okay. Let me bring this up, share my screen again. All right, so hopefully this will, let me bring this down. You can see this. Can you guys see that all right? It's not letting me open it up. So when they come in to the build, right, they would, in order to earn commissions, they would have to mint one and dock one to earn a level 1 commission. And then they'll have to mint 2, dock 2 to earn level 2 commission. So you can see how this works. And then to earn 8, 9, 10, and 11, these are the conditions, which I'll put this into the chat. You guys can copy it and paste it so that you have it. But basically what this is stating is that when, to everyone in meeting, okay, there you go. So you guys can see this yourselves there. All right. So even though they're getting started right now, this is gonna stop the just positioning themselves in and not participating. So even if we don't set this up until September 15th, I'm gonna say September 15th because I don't know how long it will take the developers to implement this structure. Even if people come in and just position themselves in, they would still make them ineligible to earn all of these levels because between now and September 15th, you're still eligible for the levels. But by September 15th, if that, let's say that's the first date that we get this added, if they haven't met these conditions, even if they are building it or you know, pulling in their teams and they haven't minted, or their team is, if they haven't minted, if they aren't mining, they wouldn't earn those commissions. Even if they're building, they would still have to mint one, dock one. So they have to participate in the ecosystem in order to participate in this commission structure. And that stops people from wallet stacking. It stops people from just positioning themselves in. You want them to participate in the ecosystem. It's a peer-to-peer community-driven project. And if you don't have the community participating, then they're just kind of milking the system is what they're doing. And so that's in play. Now, we don't have this turned on yet. Okay, so it's more than fine. You guys can start to structure in your teams and build them in. And you guys seen what it looks like. You know, take a couple of days, get everybody built in and say, listen, we're all going to go by on the same day. We'll get our commissions and we can, you know, mint and evolve, and you can kind of structure your team in that way. Do the exact same thing that we did when we started this. You guys seen how I structured everything in, and then everybody went, they purchased, they minted, and the commissions just went up. You know, if you've got your teams coming in, you can structure your team in that way and have them just get ready. Go get, you know, go get your 5 or your 6 and give them your activation code. We're going to structure in this build. And each week we do this, everybody gets that activation code, you know, on Friday. Everybody be ready, go buy your move quest, mint your Lennies, and then you guys could, everybody would have their money back almost the same day, just from the minting portion. And then they would be able to convert that and begin their evolution. It's a really powerful way to build. You've seen what we did with 236 people. Imagine if we had, you know, 50 of you doing that, and we were doing this once a week, and we were helping people get themselves activated and earn those commissions back. It's a very powerful way to build. Jimmy knows me. Mike Beal knows me very well. I've always built like this in the past. We were able to build some amazing teams just by getting everybody ready to go, and then making sure that, you know, on this day or this week, this is what we're going to do. Get everybody lined up, get everybody ready, set yourselves up, go get your move quest. And this is the day we're going to, you know, start the minting so you guys can make your money all back at one time. I've done team builds over and over and over and over in my past. When I used to network, I haven't networked since 2014, but I mean, built some pretty powerful teams that way.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Miss Beverly, go right ahead.
Okay, Lynette, I went and I checked my MetaMask wallet in the back office to look at the stats. And my question is related to the structure. So I have 8 wallets, and I noticed that wallet number 1, not the main wallet, wallet number 2 and 7 shows the genealogy, but the remaining wallets do not. Can you explain the process there, or is that because of what you just posted about what will happen in September the 15th? It's getting ready to reflect the structure
No.
that you pasted. Okay.
So what you need to do, Beverly, is log into each one of your wallets and look at the stat on each wallet. So they're positioned in their, so what I did for people that did 7, just so you know, I did, because I couldn't guarantee that everybody was going to follow through. So if you did 7 wallets, the first wallet you gave was okay, so you got your first wallet and it's sponsored 2, 3, and 4. So when you purchased your miners in 2, 3, and 4, it paid up to your number 1 wallet. Okay, then 5, 6, and 7 are positioned in 3 different places in the build. This way, you've always got that first wallet that already had its 3, and then the next 3 would get 12, okay? They'd get 3 each, and then it would just keep building. And at the same time, it's also building in for other people. So kind of think of it as an umbrella. All right, your first wallet is kind of like the umbrella over the 3. And so every time that group of 4 wallets, when somebody comes in now underneath that second level, if you know where your first 3 wallet, well, be your first wallet's at the top, and then you've got 3 attached. So when they come in on that third wallet or that third level, it's always paying the second level and the first level. Okay, so then it just keeps going all the way down. But then you've got 3 other wallets that are positioned in 3 different places that have nothing to do with those first 4 wallets. So that the first 4 wallets are structured together. Now there's people that added wallets. If you came in with 1, 2, or 3, I wasn't able to do it that way. And so they're close, but they may not all be together. You may only have one of your own that's connected. It all just depended on what people did with the wallets. So to show you, let me see here. I know I keep stopping and starting my screen share, but for example here, this wallet would be the sponsor of this wallet. But this wallet would be your first, this wallet would be your second, your third, and your fourth. So in 90% of everybody who's here, this would be the setup that you would have. Okay, so then this wallet is also the sponsor of this wallet, which is somebody different. Okay, but this person is the owner of this wallet, and this wallet. Okay, so it gave this person has got 3 different people right here. But then these 3 people, this person owns all 3 of these. This person owns all 3 of these. This person owns all 3 of these. Now, as you come in, let me show you let me see. That's not what I wanted to do. This thing is really something else. Once you get too many. Okay, so then you'd see here. So this wallet here would be a 1. And the first 3 2s in this build would belong to this wallet. So this wallet, which belongs to, let's say you, now it's got 3 different people, but this wallet is the owner of these 3. Okay, and then it would be the same way here. This wallet here sponsored these 3 wallets, and then these 3 wallets, if I open this, okay, would get all 3 of these actually belong to that wallet. And you see how it just builds in. So it just continues to build in all the way down. That probably just confused everybody, but that's the build. So that's how those first 4 wallets look. So when you come over here and you look at all of these wallets here, everything yellow, these are mining wallets that people included in the build. Anything green, these are mining wallets that were not included in the build. So what I did was, oops, let me go to here. All right. So if this here is add to my build. Okay. Okay, so this person has a wallet, right? He's just going to go somewhere in the build, or her, she, her. And what I did was I come in and I just copied these wallet addresses, no names. I just come in, got the wallets, pasted them into a spreadsheet, which is, anyway, I don't have to show you that, but anyway, it's a separate one. And then I built everything into another spreadsheet. So here, take this wallet, this row here, for example. This is wallet 1. Okay, this person, this is their first wallet. And then their first wallet sponsored their second wallet, their third wallet, and their fourth wallet. Okay. And then all of these remaining wallets went wherever they needed to be on 3 different legs. There's 3 legs here. It's a 3 wide. So you went into the leg on the left, the leg in the center, and the leg on the right. So you're in 3 separate places in the build, and you're spread out from top, middle to bottom. This way, you are able to earn concurrently, and it's not like they're all grouped into one section. And that's how everything went into the build.
Looks easy enough.
Oh yeah, it was something. You guys imagine looking at all these wallets? I did this for a week. Yeah. And that's not the only one. That's not the only one. I had to, oh my God, I thought I was gonna lose my mind. And then I had to do, let's see, not that one. All of this over here on top of that. Yeah, it took a lot of organization to get everything done.
Perfect. Okay. Was that it, Ms. Pepper?
Yeah.
No, my follow-up to that, I think I understand what you said, Lynette. I will just digest that. But the other question that was related to when the leasing is turned on, I don't believe I captured the answer to the question concerning leasing. Should we purchase additional Lennies for leasing for when that option is turned on? I think that was my other question.
Yeah, if you're gonna participate in the leasing, you'll want to have additional miners, but it's not something you have to buy right now. I mean, the cost of the miners are $50 until there's 100,000 of them on the chain. Then it'll just be based on. So let's say it takes one move quest. Let's say move quest is, $500, and it would cost $500 to mint a Lenny, not $50. But right now it's still 50. So you can mint additional ones now, or you can wait. What I would do because the leasing isn't ready yet, I would buy my move quest. And I'd hold on to it until the leasing was ready. And at that point, the move quest is much higher than what it is right now. And then you would be able to mint those same Lennies for $50, but it would cost you a lot less than $50 if you get what I'm saying. So
I follow you.
yeah, I would plan for it, but maybe not mint them just yet. Wait until the move quest has gone up, because we're planning to start the leasing in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, we're ready. The leasing, actually, the challenges in the leasing are done. But we kind of want to rebrand and then introduce it. But we may start it just to test it with this initial group in the next couple of weeks, just so we can get a feel of how to use it and to get it going. You know what I mean? Before we open it to everybody. Then at that point, you'd want to, have those extra miners. But if you want to do it the most efficient way, I would buy the move quest now while it's low. And when move quest goes up in value, it's going to take a lot less. So right now, when, you go to the site, let me go see how many move quests it takes. If I go to that start page, I'm going to see how many it takes. Let me share my screen again with you. I'm one who always likes to make my crypto work the best for me. So if it takes, let me see. Oh, I have to go into a different wallet. I can't mint from the master wallet. I can't do anything from the master wallet. It doesn't really belong to me per se. Let's see what this one does. Okay, so it's taken 14 move quest at the market value that move quest is today. Now, if you're in this build, you really want to get your move quest purchase. So move quest is down at 348, but once we start sharing this and it starts going back up to the $5 mark, it's probably only going to take like 10 move quest to mint that Lenny, and you'd have extra move quests. You see what I'm saying? It might even take less than that. It might only take 4 or 5 move quest, but I would definitely buy the move quest now and sit on it for your purchasing. If you want to do it now than later, because your move quest will have more value for you. You could even mint more miners. You know what I'm saying? You may be able to get double the miners. Let's say you're going to do, I'm throwing a number out there, $500 worth of move quest today. In a month from now, it could be worth $2,500, and divide that by 50, and you've able to mint, 100 miners instead of, 50 miners. Or 20 miners or 10 miners or 5 miners, whatever it is that you're planning to spend, for those miners. You might be able to get double the miners or triple the miners if you buy it now and let move quest increase in value.
Okay. All right, let's see. I believe real money. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
My first question is that the wallet that I'm using for finance before, so it's not in the build. I created another same wallet. So now that wallet does not have sponsor. So that's my first question. That's what should I do?
I didn't understand the
were you-
question.
Yeah, can you repeat that? Maybe get a little bit closer to your mic because you were very sound like you're far away.
All right. Before what I'm saying is that the first wallet that I'm using to mine Binance on the Binance team, it's not in those wallet that I use for bid. Okay, understand? I created another same wallet for it. So now that same wallet for Binance team does not have sponsor now. So it's just requesting for an artificial code. You understand? So that's what I'm saying.
I understood it if you didn't, Lynette.
I did not.
Okay, so what you're going to need to do is whoever is the person that signed you up, that referred you to the Binance Smart Chain, are they in the Avalanche build also or no?
It's not.
They're not. Okay. So basically what he's saying, Lynette, is his sponsor's not over here. His main wallet that he's mining on the Binance Smart Chain is not included in the ones that he put into the build. So how does he get a referral link? Is what he's asking.
He just goes and requests an activation link, and then it will assign that wallet for him, and then he can start sharing his activation code with anybody that he wants to bring in.
All right. So wallet that I'm using to mine the NAS before, and those wallet that I created for Havala, same wallet. So which one of those 8 wallet am I going to use it to refer my team?
The one that you're mining on the Binance Smart Chain. You want to go ahead and request an activation code, and then you'll get your own activation code, and you can start sharing it with your team. You're going to use the mining wallet that you're using on the Binance Smart Chain.
Yep, or send me a message on WhatsApp, and I can, if you send me that wallet, I can. So I think I know what team you're with, and I can try to keep you guys together, because there may be a couple of you that are here. So just send me a message on WhatsApp, okay? And we can help get you set up. I can get you the activation code that you need.
All right. Then my last question is that out of those 7 wallets that I use for Avalanche now, so I just claim my commission in one of it. So I think that maybe it's a 4th wallet. So the remaining 6 wallets does not bring a claim entity to me for claim. Okay, understand. So
Not all the wallets have commission yet, because there's not enough people, right? We only have a few people that did this compared to what will be thousands in the future. So you will get more commissions in those wallets, but we're just setting up for that rotation. So you will begin to see more commissions.
Then what I saw there is that I think out of those 7 wallets, I saw like 3 wallets out of it that same sponsor. Hope there is no problem about it.
I don't understand, Herschel.
I believe he said that he looked at his wallet and the 3 wallets underneath have the same sponsor. Is that correct, Real Money?
Yeah,
Yes,
he's probably
yes.
he's the sponsor of his 3.
Yes. That's what she just showed an explanation of when she showed the wallets on the screen. That's accurate. That's how it was structured to be. As the ecosystem grows, you will see the benefits of that structure in the form of commissions.
All right.
And you are the sponsor of those 3 wallets that have the same sponsor. And then your top wallet has a different sponsor.
Yes.
Yeah, I built it in that way purposely.
All right, you good?
I will message you. I'll message you on WhatsApp now. But the first wallet, the Binance, I'll message you now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Real Money. Let's see. And Miss Loretta, go right ahead.
Thank you. And thanks a lot, Lynette. I don't know how you guys keep it all in your head. Just, it's the bill. This is massive, actually. My question is more clarification of what you just went over, and I may just misunderstood, but your statement I thought was if the first 4 wallets are structured together, does that mean that those first 4 wallets should have a tree view, have people under them?
Not every, there's some wallets that don't have yet because they came in later. The first wallet should. So if you think that if you think there's something wrong, send me your wallet and let me take a look. Cause I keep going through everything to make sure there's no holes.
Okay.
But if somebody sees a hole, it would be great to share it with me. After you look at like 1,900 wallets for a week, it's like, ugh. But yeah, because I have found a few holes where I had to go in and fix things here and there. So yeah, if you think something isn't looking right, send it to me. Because I mean, it's possible there's a mistake that I've made somewhere, and it's just a matter of me connecting. In fact, I found one this morning, and I had to reposition it, and it can still be done. So yeah, absolutely, Loretta, send that to me.
Okay, I'll do that because what you just said to the last gentleman, my first wallet just have 3 under, but they're mine 3.
Yep, which it should be that way, and then your
Right.
3, they either have started getting some underneath it or they need to, but still send it to me anyway, because most people do have, and I want to just make sure. But if it's part of your 3 and that 4, those ones probably don't have anything under it. So it'd be your first one, and the other 3 would get it in that second rotation. So really, we could keep rotating this, and we keep filling in under more and more and more wallets, but it just takes too long. So it's better to just let the system do it automated wise.
Okay, what should I send you? Just my minting?
Yeah, just send me a message in WhatsApp with a wallet you want me to look at.
Okay, all right, because
Yep.
the first wallet is the only wallet that has anything under, and those are my 3 wallets. None of the other wallets have anything.
Yep, let me take a look at that and see.
Okay.
Some of them will be like that, just so you know,
Okay.
but not all of them should be. And then, yeah, and then to answer JJ, I see Herschel did. Here's the thing, you guys. So let's say somebody wants to be in the rotation 7 times, right? Up until we fill up those remaining spots. If they want to create 7 wallets underneath you, they can do that, and they can mint the 2 Lennies in each wallet. That will qualify them with 7 activation codes in this build. Okay. The problem is that it takes a little bit longer if people don't understand what we were doing to teach it. So if it's not something you feel comfortable with, just have them set up one, do the 14. They got 1 wallet in the rotation. But if you understand what you're doing, JJ, and you can help them set it up. I mean, if they do 7 wallets and they mint 14 Lennies, they'll get 7 wallets in that rotation up to that 2,100 point. So it's just up to you and what you explain to them. What they want to do.
The only other thing, you was going over what the elements were in the minors, the secondary and primary. I didn't hear what those were.
Okay, so the secondary and the primary are the colors in that minor. And basically those are really kind of placeholders. It does tell you what the color structure is of that NFT, but it's also allowing us to add additional elements or attributes if we want to down the road for different types of mining. If we wanted to add it to that miner. So right now it's letting you know what 2 colors you have, and it really doesn't give you any kind of mining power. It's kind of just descriptive of what that miner is doing color wise.
Okay. And the last thing, maybe jumping way ahead, but just in case you may know or have an idea, when you start going into the next bills, will the pre-sale, do you have any idea what they're going to be, what the pre-sale values of the tokens will be when we start going to other bills?
Okay, so with the other bills, we probably will not.
I can't hear you anymore.
Okay, hold on. I think that my Okay, is that better?
A
Yeah.
bit.
Okay, my earbud right on me, so I had to go out I had to go get my earbud.
Okay.
All right, so you can hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, so we probably will not do pre-sales for the next builds. If we do, a liquidity sale, a liquidity raise, on any of those other chains, most likely we'll start them out at $1 and we probably only will sell 50,000 of them and that's it to start the pool. I would rather, not have any in circulation at all on the upcoming chains. And if we do, no more than 50,000 to get started. And basically I would just list the pool myself, with the proper liquidity. And then we would just go from, and that would make it even more powerful because literally at that point, they either buy them or they mine them or they earn them in commissions. There would be nothing in circulation except what goes, on. But if we did, probably not more than 50,000 of the tokens. And like I said, we already know that when we start a build on the next chain, we're going to drive it up. We actually drove it up to almost the $9 mark. It's just that I listed it wrong and we ran out of it actually sold out all the move costs, which was crazy. I don't even know why I did that, how I did it. Stress, I guess, moving too fast. But at any rate, we would, start them out at the $1 mark when we list and it would drive up from there. And we've already got the build in. So we basically would just give everybody really, good notice of what we were doing. We would copy the build that we currently have right now. All of you that have those 300 people with the 2,100 wallets, we would duplicate that build on the next chain. Those of you that wanted to participate in it, and hopefully all of you would want to do it again. And we would just go through the whole process again, drive it up. Only this time, it would probably go even higher because there wouldn't be any in circulation. Or if there is, very few.
Right, sounds great. Thanks again for what you're doing.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Loretta. All right, I believe Lush came back first this time. So Lush, go right ahead.
Hi again. A few quick questions. Wait, I've got them written out here. Okay, so 11 levels. Then you go, so if you refer somebody and it goes 11 levels deep, should we just go on to the next wallet and refer people so it can go 11 levels deep again? Or do you just keep the one wallet?
Well, you can build under all of them if you want to, but with this type of structure, it's best to go wide. So if you're somebody who brings in multiple directs, that's what you would want to do, is you would want to just keep bringing them in direct. So you're going, 3 wide, 4 wide, 5 wide, 6 wide, 7 wide, and then all of those people you could go into those 11 levels total. You know what I'm saying? But if you see you're building, then yeah, you might want to take a position in underneath it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, my next question was, so you're saying save your MQTs and buy the Lennies later because you'll get more worth for it and the Lennies will be cheaper. For somebody new coming in now, like if I bring my husband in now, buying those MQTs, I have to, for the Lennies, will it require more money than the $50 because the Lennies are worth more now? Or is it still the $50 value? And as long as you do it at par and you do it right away, it's still going to be the $50 because it'll give you the $50 worth. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if you buy it right now and you mint them right now, you're still only paying the $50.
Okay,
And
perfect.
yeah.
Okay.
But for
And
the Lennies, for the leasing, the leasing's not going to start for, the next 2 to 6 weeks anyway. So if you were to buy them now, in the next 2 to 6 weeks, the market value is going to go up. So if you were to buy it now and hold it, for the 4 to 6 weeks, you would get probably double, triple, maybe even quadruple the Lennies, which would give you more leasing power.
okay, makes total sense. And can people buy MQTs now without being in this build? Like scalpers, can they come in and start scalping this?
Yep, they can buy the Move Quest whether they're here or not because it's on the open market now.
Okay. And my next question, you had said that for anybody coming in, they have to have one Lenny in the first account, then 2 in each account. I thought it was you had to have 2 in the first one, and the last one that you go to would be the 1.
Oh, hold on, just real quick. Okay, call me back. Love you back. All right. Sorry about that. That was the call I had to take. Sorry. Okay, can you answer? I was listening and then answering you and then listening and answering you, but I didn't get the last one.
No problem. So when you had mentioned the build, like if somebody came in, they have to have a minimum of 1 Lenny in the first account. And then account 2, they would have to have 2 Lennys and then 2 all the way down. I always thought you had to have 2 in the first one and then 2 in the next one. If they were only coming in for 3 accounts, then they could put 1 in the last account. Is that not correct?
Well, if they were only doing that, yes, they can. But I'm gonna have to look. There weren't too many that did that, so I would have to whitelist those wallets because there was criteria in that contract. So I'll meet with the developer and see how many of those were actually like that. I don't think there were too many though.
Yeah, because you had told everybody, anybody who only had 1.
Yeah, they went in at the bottom of the
And
bill.
1 at the bottom. Yeah, they had to have it the other way around.
But
Because they would
now
put 2.
I gotta
1
make sure that smart contract whitelists that wallet that's at the bottom.
Yes.
So
Okay.
and I'm sure it probably is that way, but you're just saying that it just triggered something in me. I'm like, oh, I better check that to make sure because the criteria was 2 per wallet in this build. So I got to make sure that they know that that contract needs that exception. And those were all placed in the, closer to the end of the build, but there weren't really that many of those. So, but anyway, sorry, I missed me talking out loud to myself. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, and the last one. The next build for the next chain that we get into, it's going to be us 300 or whatever, how many wallets, 2,100 wallets that get to move over to that. Is that correct?
Yep, everybody who's in it. So the 2,100 wallets, that's the ones that would be picked up and moved. So the whole structure would move, for this build, for those that opt into it. And basically, before we turned it on, anybody who didn't opt into it, we would just remove those wallets.
Okay, and can new people come in at that time or no?
Yeah, they would be able to as well. We might even be able to do double or triple or quadruple the size of that build at that point. It would depend on, and if we've gotten that big, we would need more than 2,100 referring wallets. You know what I mean? We could handle that many. Right now, we just want to make sure we're not we don't want to overextend it and then people not benefit from it. But let's say that, in the next month and a half, let's say we do have 25, 30, 40,000 users, we could extend it, so maybe it was 10,000 wallets. You know what I mean? In that build over there, which would give us an even more amazing start and would it would drive even more people to the community. So we would be able to, manage that amount of activation codes.
Okay, and my last question, if I want to promote this, where do we go to find the presentations? That
So
would be
we make all that stuff available on the dashboard for people, somewhere in that dashboard. And I have been working on kind of creating a simple one for people to share, and as well as some banners and stuff. I know Keith and Herschel, Mike, a bunch of people are working on some of that marketing material as well. I'm hoping in the next couple of days we can add that to the site for people. Trying to make it as streamlined as possible, as simple as possible. We're trying to make it as easy as we can for people.
Yeah, Brandon did one the other night and it was amazing. It was so simplified. It was so amazing. There was a lot of detail in it. Like, it's the meat and potatoes of it. And if somebody wants to come in, then you deal with them one-on-one. But it was good. I just need to know where I can get that marketing material. So that's coming, you're saying.
Yeah, and I'll ask Brandon to give me a copy of that too, because he may have even, honed it down even better than what I've done.
Those are all typically posted in the Telegram group the days that they actually come out or whatever. So they will all.
Well, no, she's asking for the actual presentation itself. Now, I don't think she's looking for a recording of that. Are you looking for the recording of that, or do you actually want the slide deck yourself?
I just do my own presentation.
Gotcha. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, that's what I thought she was looking for. So yeah, and I'd like to get that one too. I've had a few people ask me if they can get it. And so I've got so many of, I bet you I've got 30 different presentations. So I'd like to know which one it is, because everybody seems to have liked that one you're talking about.
Oh, it was great. It was so well explained. It was very calm. It was no hype, but you got the hype from it just listening to it. It was really brilliant.
Awesome.
Thanks.
No, thank you.
See you in 5 minutes.
Which night was that? Which night was that you're referring to? Ms. Lush? Oh, hold on. Let me unmute you again so we can. Which night was that you were referring to?
I think that was the last one he did, like maybe 2 nights ago.
Okay, I will post the link to that. 7:29. I'm posting.
Yeah, that would be great. We could share that.
I'm posting the link right now into the chat.
Perfect.
And then Sybil just asks, is the big group previously discussed still slated to come in on the avalanche chain? So here's the thing. I kind of, oh, how do I put it, like, nicely, I guess. So, you know, most of you that are here are part of our existing community. And so I kind of stopped the additional, okay, like 300, and they get the benefit of the rotation, because I didn't want to make it so that you guys got less. Or you'd get the same, but it would take longer. And I kind of ruffled some feathers when I did that. So I believe they're still coming in, but they've kind of dragged their feet a little bit because they're a little bit upset. They kind of felt like I changed the game, but it's not that I changed the game. I just kind of realized that, you know, we were able to do what we wanted to do with our current community of people. And I don't really need to dilute it, I guess, for you guys, as far as getting that organic traffic, you know. So it would be basically splitting it amongst 2,100 wallets or 4,200 wallets. So we're kind of still in communication. There's another builder that kind of had put that together, so I need to connect with them and see where they're sitting on that. But I really kind of wanted to not offer that extension to an additional 300 people with 2,100 wallets. So hopefully you guys, you know, are good with that when I made that kind of decision, because I feel very confident that we were able to prove the power of just what the minting itself does in docking those miners, and the evolution part, how it is stabilized that market value. Granted, we've slowed down. We haven't really started sharing it yet. We need to get back on that, because that's what keeps this thing going like it does until we get a community. Once we get a community of like 15 to 25,000 people, we're golden, because then the ecosystem completely supports itself. But we got to get to that community. But basically what I kind of went in and said, you know, I don't want to offer the rotation to the 300. However, you know, we've got that force build, and we can start, you know, structuring your team in that way if you'd like, or we could just build in your team. And it was kind of left with, we'll get back to you. But I mean, nobody's going to turn this down when they see how powerful it is. They're going to come in anyway. So it was just kind of, it's not that I changed well, I guess I did. I kind of changed my mind a little bit, I guess.
Let's see who we got.
But not closing the door off to them, just not offering that rotation to them.
All right. So I got to start taking these in order of those that haven't had a question answered as of yet. So Stan T, go right ahead.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you, sir. Hi, Lynette.
Hey.
Thank you for all your hard work. It's amazing. Hey, look, what I want to ask is, let's say I get 2 people just standing in wings, and I want to bring these 2 individuals in. I'm part of the Binance Smart Chain, as well as the and I just want to know what's the best way to bring the new people that don't know anything about this. What's the best way to bring them in?
Well, I think we need to have a call on that so we can kind of do some training on that. What do you think, Herschel? Because I mean, I could tell you 50 different ways, but it doesn't mean that it's I go in, so right now I'm already thinking, okay, let me explain the whole thing. I'm not the person to ask that question to.
Well, let me ask a quick question right quick. I just want to make sure, Stan, you said they're already in the wings. Are you talking about the process of them actually getting in the system, or how to
No,
pitch it to someone?
no, neither one. I just got two people that I want to bring in.
Ready?
They're brand new individuals. Not to pitch it. I get two people just waiting to come in.
Send them your referral link.
Yes.
That's the answer.
So do I send them the referral link?
Send
From
them,
the
send them your referral link from the wallet that you're mining on the Binance Smart Chain right now.
Okay.
If you don't have a referral link yet, you go back to whoever shared GetFit mining with you on the Binance Smart Chain, because I know you're mining over there. Get with your sponsor there and have them send you their link. So their activation code or wallet address, so you can go ahead and save yours, so you can provide it to those two individuals.
Are they over here, Stan, or no?
No, they're not. Not at
Okay.
this point.
Send me a message so I can get you connected then.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You know, the other thing you guys can do, let's say your sponsor isn't over here. You know, take one of your wallets that are in the build as your activator code. So if you're starting over here with your team, you know, you don't have a team over here and you're going to bring them over, that would be even another way to do it. I mean, if you know that your sponsor isn't here.
And they're already closed, so it makes no difference what time we go there. Oh, baby, I'm bringing you.
Go right ahead.
If, you know what I'm saying? So let's say, for example, Stan, you know, you've got your top wallet with your 3, you know, let your third one activate your mining wallet and then start your build there. Just get with me, Stan, message me. I'll help you. I'll get you activated.
All right. That it, Stan?
That's it.
Okay. Thank you, sir. All right. Let me see here. Mr. Don, go right ahead.
You saying me, Don B?
Mr. Buchanan, yes, sir.
Yes. Hey, how you doing, Herschel? Miss Lynette, appreciate everything. Quick question. I have the 7 wallets, you know, of course, Herschel, but I heard you explaining that the first of the 7 wallets, I have 3 invitees, which were my 3 wallets that I'm seeing. The other 6, they don't have anyone under them. And so I know you were saying to message you or some if you didn't have anybody doing that was plugged in under the others.
That was something different. She was explaining how the genealogy works because of the placement. I mean, your wallets are fairly new, so those wallets won't have people underneath them yet. As people are added, as people start coming through the rotator, now you will start seeing people fall into your genealogy from the natural organic growth of the build itself.
Right.
Okay, so I don't need to worry about the other 6 wallets. Someone eventually will fall in like they did on the first wallet.
Correct.
Okay, the other question is that the activation code, what I was trying to check is on my sponsor, his activation code, I don't see it on any of the 7 wallets that I built.
Correct.
Can we?
It will not be. The activation code that did you do 7 or did we?
Yeah, I did 7. I did 7 and minted, and I brought 2 of them up to 1 Omega and 1 up to Alpha. Yeah.
Right, but didn't you have? And my memory may be off, but did you just have 7 wallets, or did you have an 8th wallet?
Yeah, I had an 8th wallet that I was using just for mining purposes only. I transferred all of the lineage to the mining wallet, and then I evolved the 2 of them up to Omega.
That wallet right there, your mining wallet, is the one that you will want to get your referral code from and share with anybody you want to refer this to moving forward.
But it needs to be activated, and so if his sponsor from the Binance Smart Chain is not here. It needs an activation code. So you can either request one, or if you know your sponsor is here, you need to get their activation code.
His sponsor is
Yeah,
here, just started as well.
Okay,
He
so
has
you
to get his sponsor's activation code.
correct. And then you'd save that as your activation code, and then there you go. Your team can start building from there.
in my mining wallet, I just need to go in and where it says enter the activation code, I just place his code in there.
Yep, his wallet address, correct.
Yep.
Wallet address. Okay, I have his wallet address. I just didn't know I can manually put that in, no issue, right?
That's right.
Correct.
Yep.
But he has to, for him to give that to you, well, Lynette, you can answer this question because I know a lot of people may have it. He needs to go in and sign and get his refers code so that he has the ability to do that, right? So that it links up.
If he doesn't have his linked up, is his sponsor here?
Yes, he is.
Then he needs to get his sponsor's code so he can activate his wallet.
Correct. Then his wallet address, when you put it in, will work.
Yeah, it won't work until then.
Okay, so
who?
I'll tell him. I'll get with him to make that something.
We'll link up later on, Herschel. I just message you or something, and then we can work it out on the back end.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. I'm good. I appreciate you all. Good.
No
I'm
problem.
good.
No problem. Yes, Miss Ava.
Quick question again, and thank you. With those of us who are obviously still mining on the BNB, eventually you're going to get back to that. You're going to circle around because we're still learning GFAM, and I've got all my major omegas on there when I initially
We're gonna go
participated.
just like, I mean, I've said it tons of times, but once we get done here, then we're gonna pick this build up. Now, whether we're gonna do the Binance Smart Chain next, or we're gonna go up on Arbitrum next, we haven't really decided yet. A lot of it's gonna depend on what they're doing over. I guess I'll give you guys some techie information. So Solidity has updated their contracts. The Binance Smart Chain is using a lower level of the Solidity contracts. So we need to upgrade all the contracts and do some migrations over on the Binance Smart Chain, which they're going to start working on once they get this completed over here. So when we're ready to do the next chain, if they've completed that migration process and upgraded the contracts over there to the latest version on Solidity, then we'll start on the Smart Chain next. But if not, then we'll jump to the next chain, get that one rolling, and then come back to the Binance Smart Chain. The Binance Smart Chain is a bit problematic at the moment, simply because we were mining on that chain for 2.5 years before we started building the community. We didn't even start really building the community until the end of March. And so you've got quite a bit of token over there. Then I've explained already how we did all the promotions, bypassing the ecosystem at the end of March. So when we know that we can go over to that Binance Smart Chain and do that correction immediately, we're going to absolutely get it done. But it's not worth I don't want to go over there and fight against an uphill battle until we know that we've got the proper group, we've proven it, it's taking off, it's doing what it needs to do. We can go over there, we can do the correction over there, and then we can stabilize that one. And in the meantime, you know, we're focused on Avalanche. We're still building on the Binance Smart Chain, because when people are coming in over here, you know, we can get them situated on that chain when we are ready to go in and make, you know, drive the market value up on the GFAM. But it's going to take us probably the next 6 to 8 weeks before we get back over to the Binance Smart Chain. When we started going over all the upgrades and stuff that we really should do. We don't have to do it because they all work just fine, but it would work so much better within the app because all of the chains would be operating at the same version on the smart contracts. So there's a lot of changes that have taken place with Solidity. From the version we're using over there to the version we're using today. And that's caused some of the issue with the communication of the multiple blockchains inside the same app, because the EVM is slightly different. So at any rate, the EVM system on Avalanche is not the same as what it is over on the Binance Smart Chain and even the Kai chain. And we really need to upgrade those contracts so that moving forward on all the other chains, Binance is up, just like the rest of them are. So we got to make sure we get that done.
Next quick question. When will we see the actual valuations? Because I noticed MQT does not have an evaluation. Actually, there's many tokens that don't have that, but MQT as well.
Yeah. It just depends. It hasn't been listed on the market long enough, and the wallets, they picked that up on their own. So we've already submitted everything. We've submitted to CoinMarketCap. We've submitted the application to them. We've already submitted everything to Avalanche. So now it's up to these DApp wallets. When they pick up that pricing, then you'll start to see that inside your wallets. But until then, you won't, unless you do a swap or something like that. Then it'll do the proper market value.
Okay. All right. And I will send you probably a couple of wallets just to make sure, if you're busy reviewing that everything's copacetic. I didn't have a build. I was brought in, but I just want to make sure everything is set. And I appreciate you doing that.
Okay, I don't want to have people just sending me wallets to check just for the sake of checking. Like, if you think it looks wrong, then send it to me just to make it clear, you guys. I don't want to have to, I'm already double checking everything. But if you think you see an obvious issue, then send it. But if you don't, Eva, you don't really need to send it to me.
Okay.
But if you think you see something that's not right, then send it to me and I can double check it. But if it's just for your peace of mind for me to double check it, I'm already double checking it.
Okay. It's really for the sponsors that you were talking about, because when I open up, I think it's on the left-hand side, and I go, everything is reading 0. When the referrals you guys have been talking about, I've yet to see any referrals. But maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. So
okay. Well, not all of your wallets will necessarily have referrals. We run out of wallets eventually.
What is the place that we're looking for the referrals?
Go ahead and send it to me, Eva. I'll just check yours to be sure for you.
Yeah, I'll just send you one so you can see that it's the main one, the first build wallet, where I saw the most MQT activity too. I just, some of it gets a little confusing to me, but that's okay.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Mayo, go right ahead, sir.
Real quick, I really appreciate both of you. Just a quick question. When it comes to the structure build, do the system have a generic build structure that we can use if we decide not to actually build ourselves or structure the people ourselves? Does it have a generic universal structure? In other words, when we send out our referral link and the people start coming in, will it automatically place them in a structure that's already built by the system, or do we?
Yep, it automatically places them. You don't have to do anything with those wallets.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
That's why I think you answered that before too, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what'll happen is it'll ask them, it'll require that they get a activation code. And so when they hit request an activation code, it just takes the next wallet in the rotation and adds it, and they save it.
All right. Miss Julie, go right ahead.
Hello again, everyone. I just want to clarify something. There was something that Cray said that made me kind of second guess something. Now, Lynette, you know that originally I was, working with 2 different devices, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I noticed is that on my smaller device, that's where the genealogy was being built. However, my intent was to transfer my miners to my Pro Max because I know that one tracks a little bit better. And I did it this way with the idea that I could evolve my miners up as high as I could. And then when the ability to evolve further came around, I could undock them, evolve them, and then redock them. So that's why I immediately transferred everything over to the Pro Max device in order to
do that.
Sorry?
You can absolutely do that. We don't care where the miners are. So if you're getting better results on whatever wallets that you have on your Pro Max, and send your miners to that wallet that's on that device and mine from there. So that, yeah.
Okay, that's what I did. But what my question though is, could I have simply minted them on the secondary device, and that would have sent the commission straight up through? Because what I did was I gathered the commissions, the MQTs, from the different wallets that I had in the build on the smaller device, sent those over to my mining wallet,
So
so
no,
that I would have.
particular build, you wouldn't have been able to do that because you had to have 2 per wallet, so we could structure you into the build and everybody was able to kind of, get different people placed under different wallets under different wallets. And so you did it right. And then what you did was you gathered up your commissions, you sent them over to whatever you did, but you minted your miners in each wallet, right?
I minted them in my mining wallet.
Oh, you didn't
So
mint
that's
wallets.
the clarification that I,
Yeah,
so
then
I kind of,
see,
I messed up then. I should have minted them first, then sent them over and evolved in the mining wallet.
Yes, indeed. And I know I'm not being rude, but I
Okay.
know that we made that so clear to everybody, Judy. I don't know what I need to do now.
That's okay. That's okay.
No,
I
because it
mean,
could disqualify those 7 wallets. You're gonna need to send those to me. I don't know what, see, and then what it did was it cut all those other wallets out of earning any type of commission in that structure. So now you've got 7 wallets that are gonna actually be removed because you didn't mint the Lennies in those wallets. So are you planning to mint any additional miners for the leasing?
well, first I'm going to have to get the 7 Omegas onto each different device.
Well,
Then
the 7
then
Omegas
I'd be
you already
leasing.
have, they need to be wherever in one wallet that you're mining in. What I'm saying is, okay, just get with me. I gotta figure this out. I hope a lot of you guys didn't do that. Because that means a lot of wallets are gonna be disqualified from the build. And I really don't want that to happen to you, Judy, but I mean, there was like there was one way to do this and we were so clear on all of that, but I
Well,
you
it
guys, I
wasn't
hope a lot
quite
of you did that.
completely clear. And I filled out the Google forms, and I remember I filled out the one Google form for the whatchamacallit. I filled out the one Google form with the email address for the smaller device, and then immediately after filled out the Google form for the Pro Max.
Right,
And
but
then I remember,
you didn't mint your miners in each wallet. That's the problem.
no,
That's
but
the reason why
that's
they
the
was on that list the day you said if you wasn't able to purchase Lynette, to send you a message, is because they that day, yeah, she was on that list and they were whitelisted. But we're on the same page. That's going to be a different situation that yeah, Miss Judy,
Yeah, Judy,
send
you're
her a
just gonna have
message and handle that
I'm gonna have
separately.
to, yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with your wallets directly.
okay. I will send you the information through Telegram this way. Is that okay? Because this way I can actually see what I'm sending you. Trying to send things through WhatsApp literally makes my brain hurt.
All right, and if for some reason I don't respond because I'm rarely on Telegram, hit Herschel or Ken up so that they'll ping me to go look.
Okay, because I was thinking about that and I thought, wait a minute, she just said that and it flows up, but I didn't mint in those. I minted it in the mining
Yeah,
the
you're supposed
mining
to
wallet
you're supposed to mint.
because
It don't matter what the reason was. The bottom line is this: you're supposed to mint in each wallet and then send the minted miners up to your main wallet. If you didn't do it that way, those wallets will be.
okay.
So I'm going to need you to get with me so I can look at this because I'm going to have to make sure in the smart contract whether I have to send $100 to each one of those and then you send the miners back to me, whatever has to happen. I'm going to have to do something to fix that. But if everybody did it this way, then I cannot help everybody. I won't be able to do that. So I'm hoping that the majority of people didn't do it that way. I do have to get a few miners like for myself, and I am not, I didn't come into this build yet myself, simply because just the master wallet is up there. So I can, I mean, there's still something, I mean, I could do a couple of different things to make it work without showing favoritism, but I can be creative. I'll figure out something. But the bottom line is, in order for your wallets to stay in, the smart contract says it had to mint 2 Lenny miners, with the exception of the ones that were whitelisted that only had 1 at the bottom. And if yours didn't do that and other people didn't do that, those wallets are going to be removed, even if you minted in 1 wallet.
Okay.
So I have to go figure this out, because, and that's why I told everybody, you've got to make sure you follow exactly what we said to do. You had to mint in each wallet and then send them up to your mining wallet. You could evolve in your mining wallet, whatever you want to do, but the one thing you had to do was mint them in each wallet, because that's what qualified it for this build for the rotation. And that's what the contract, that's what the smart contract rules say. So it's not me removing it personally. The smart contract is going to bypass it. It's going to completely. And so what I'm trying to do is just get them wallets out of the way, so it doesn't bog down the smart contract where it always has to just skip and then go to another one and skip and go to another one, because that's a lot of searching on a blockchain. So we just want to remove those ourselves. But even if I don't remove them, the smart contract is still going to bypass them.
Okay. Okay.
I'll have
Well,
to
I
fix that somehow on my.
will send that. I will send that to you. I think I'm not sure, but I think I sent you that. This is my intent, and this is how I'm going to do it. But if I got that wrong, my apologies. I will send it to you. As for your earlier comment where you said you didn't want to go advertising that more people could come into the build now, I kind of understand that, and I kind of agree with it in a sense, because, you know, there are a lot of people, they had the chance to come into the build originally, but they chose not to. It's like, you know, those of us who trusted your transparency and what you were doing, we were the ones who went ahead. And we were the ones who, you know, got the slings and the arrows, etc. Now other people are going to come in and benefit from that. If you're able to do it just with the people who are in this build, then I for one appreciate that, because I've been with other companies where, you know, the pioneers just basically got tossed to the side. So
yeah, no, we don't want to do that. And I don't want to dilute it with too many activation codes. So we're not by any means saying not to come in. We want everybody to come in. They just won't be part of the rotation. That's all. Up to that.
Yeah.
So they can still, anybody who is coming in up into the 2100 wallets, they will be in the rotator for the rotation of the link. So they still have time. I just don't want to necessarily go out and promote myself personally to manually add 7 wallets. If somebody else wants to show them how to do that, they'll be in the rotation 7 times up to that 2100 wallets. After that, they get the benefit of the 11 level build until September 15th. And then after September 15th, it would be based on a whitelist only, and it'd be based on their production and what they are doing as far as building. That way builders can still come in and benefit, but not from the rotator.
Okay. Okay, so how quickly should I get that to you?
Just whenever
Or
you
to her?
do it. I'm going to spend today and tomorrow making sure everybody is ready, working with Ken and Herschel and whoever else is working with them, so we can try to wrap all this up in the next 36 hours. So we can
Okay.
get
Will do.
awesome.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Miss Julie, go right ahead.
Okay, hello. I just posted in the chat 2 screenshots. My I have 7 docked ultras, and I wanted to undock 3 of them to evolve them in the main Binance mining wallet, but it's not letting me. It's indicating when I click on it, it's indicating to dock it, and I have no way to undock it. Is that normal?
So click on the little 3D button on the miner.
Yeah, and then when I do, like I said, I put it in the chat. What happens when I click on that 3D miner is it gives me this approved docking, and that's the only option I have.
Let me see. So is this a miner that you're pulling from? Can you share your screen?
Yeah, let me just hold on a second. Let me get out of here and see if I can start broadcast. One moment. Okay, let's see. Shoot. I do not know. Sorry, I'm not sure how to get back to the screen where I'm showing my MetaMask. Let's see. I'll do it this way. Okay. Can you see my screen, by the way?
Yes.
Yep, I can.
Okay. So this is the
right. Okay, so these aren't actually in the mining dock yet. Open up, well, let's see, maybe they are.
they are because see, you can see down here, these are not in
Oh, okay.
one down
So
here.
tap the 3D again.
Okay, this is my top one. And it says approved docking.
Just hit approve docking real quick and see what it does. And see if it'll
So
give
it
you.
wants.
Yeah, just hit approve real fast and just see. If not, I mean, I'll take a snapshot of this and send it over to the dev team. I haven't had any issues undocking, so I'm not sure why it's doing that, but. Okay, there you go. Now remove it from the dock.
Oh, I see. Okay, maybe I just didn't go far enough. There we go. Okay, let's do.
Well, you shouldn't have had to do that because they're already in the dock. Oh, I know what though. He migrated to a new contract, and so you probably had to approve it in the new contract.
Oh, okay.
So you should be able to remove them all now. Let's try it.
Yeah, I just want to. Okay, try another one. Is that what you want me to do?
Yeah, just one more, just to see.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. So yeah.
Well, that's probably what happened because I know that they had to migrate to. They did a migration. They had to move all the wallets that were in the mining dock into the new contract because basically they downloaded from the, I think it was 8.6 Solidity version to the 8.2 because that version is compatible with Avalanche. For whatever reason, Avalanche isn't compatible with that version of Solidity.
Oh, okay.
So
well, that's perfect. Okay.
They'll have to approve again for the new mining dock contract.
Okay. So then I can go ahead and evolve and then move them back in. Okay. Well, thank you. That's all I needed. And thank you so much for everything you're doing as well. That's so much appreciated from my heart.
All right, Miss Lynette.
Taking lots of people to make this happen. It ain't just me behind the stage, just so you know. Like there's a whole lot of people here even on this call that are probably putting as many or more hours than I am.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know, Herschel. All of you are just wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Miss Lynette, we're gonna let you get out of here so you can go get some work done. We got one. No, Miss Allie, put your hand back up. We got one last question, and you can go and take care of what you need to take care of. Miss Allie, go right ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna let her go too because I know she's working so hard. And so we appreciate it so very much, and Herschel and everyone does because the patience is just amazing, and we appreciate it. Two quick questions. Lynette, is it possible that you can post a list of everybody whose wallet you think you get to remove off? Just like I wouldn't want a person who think that their wallet is going forth and find out later that they got moved. Is that too much to do?
No, we can put I can put a list out so you don't give people.
Yeah, it just want to. I think that'll be good just to make so people look at that list and we'll get the word out. Look at this list because your wallet will be removed in 24 hours if something like that. And the other question I have is that I'm not going to be bringing anyone in right now. I do have a few people that may come in later, but since I'm not bringing anyone in, do I need to activate a referral code, activation code, anything at this time?
I would if you're in a different mining wallet, only because that when you activate that wallet, it is adding you into the build as an 8th wallet, believe it or not, because if, you know, like I said, up to the 2100 wallets. So those of you who have already minted in additional wallets and you're activating that mining wallet, it is part of that 2100 that will be whitelisted because it's got miners inside it. Okay, so you've already moved them up there and they're in stock. And so they will qualify. It would be an additional wallet inside the referring rotating wallets that we're doing right now. So to activate that wallet would be great. If you don't have a sponsor who's here and you've been working with somebody, you know, you could get their activation code, or you could just activate it underneath one of your wallets that are already in the build, or you could request an activation code and then it would place you, you know, somewhere in the build if you didn't have a team that was here. But if you've been working with somebody or somebody's been, you
Yeah, I've
know,
been working with someone, so I'll just contact that person, my brother, and ask him for his he'll send me over his link so I can use that as the activation code. So it's just good to have it activated whether you bring anyone in or not.
yeah, I mean, I would simply because, you know, eventually if you are going to share it with people, it'll already be ready, but it's in the rotator as well.
Okay,
I
thank you so much.
That part until we actually turn the rotator on, but it might, you know, I guess it will motivate you guys to get those activated.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, and hope you get some rest this evening.
I will tell you what, you guys, if there's one thing I am getting is my rest. I used to be able to stay up 48 hours and it wouldn't bug me. I'd crash after the 48th hour, but at 56 years old, by midnight, 1 o'clock, it don't even matter. My eyes are shutting. So I don't know what it is, but I can't stay up. So I have been getting my 6 hours of sleep almost every night.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, Miss Lynette, we definitely appreciate you taking the time out to share and give everybody updates and all of that good stuff. Ken, do you have anything else? And we're going to allow Miss Lynette to get back to whatever she needs to do to help keep moving this forward.
Absolutely zero. Thanks, Lynette.
Yep, you're welcome.
But we appreciate it, and we'll make sure these calls are a little bit more effective. You know, as far as the time is concerned, this is crazy. It's been great, but
yeah, it has been so crazy. You know what I was going to say too? We've got that Telegram group. If we can get everybody in there,
you guys,
you can always create that breakout room for those types of, like, you need to get those active. Let's say I don't get to everybody on WhatsApp. If you guys can maybe somewhere in there, then you guys can help me make sure I do get to everybody.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has my contact information.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. We'll figure it all out. But I appreciate it, Lynette. Awesome work.
Well, thanks, Judy. I don't feel so much like a baby anymore. That's funny. My granddaughter, Judy, just said 56, you're a baby. My granddaughter heard how old I was the other day. She looked at me, she goes, what? I said, yeah, I know I'm getting to be an old lady. She goes, you look younger than my dad's girlfriend, and she's only 35. I'm like, thank you. That made me feel good. Well, you always like to hear that kind of stuff. So anyway, I hope you guys are excited. Everything is going really, really well. I'm excited, but we can't slow down. We got to keep pushing. You guys seen what happens when we're growing, right? Consider what we just did in that build is growth. If we were doing that every day, do you know what we'd be doing? Oh my God, this thing would be blowing up. We would have MoveQuest token at almost $1,000 by the time fall hit. And you guys would be, you'd be in a whole, like I said, I don't know anybody's financial situation, but when you can take a token up to that $1,000 mark, if we do this by fall and we just keep duplicating what we've been doing, it's life-changing for every single one of you here. So I'm as excited as you guys are. I just don't want to see it slow. I want it to keep rolling and keep rocking this out. So I'm exiting, and you guys enjoy your day.
All right. Y'all have a good one, everyone.